29.
28.
27.
26. 25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14. 13. 12.
11.
10.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1. 0.
It's a crazy shop, not stream.
Love that auto. Thank you.
So, as you guys can see, this is not typically how it works when I have guests on.
True.
This is much more fun.
We're fucking here.
We're here.
Look at this beard. Luscious.
Luscious. Nice and oiled. I brushed it just before you showed up. So,
Get the thumbs up.
hey, I will tell you something I've learned being a pothead.
Yeah?
If you don't have a vacuum upstairs, don't eat Triscuits in bed. It's going to be an itchy evening.
You in fact have that.
Yes. So, Triscuits in bed then.
I did it the other day actually.
Happy Friday, guys.
Cheers, fuckers.
Cheers. That's the whole, you can curse because that's the whole reason that I have the 2-minute countdown and the 30-second or the countdown from 30.
Look, if you were to tell me that I wasn't allowed to curse, I would leave right now.
I didn't say you couldn't curse. I meant you could curse now. YouTube set some weird fucking rules. But that's why I set the countdown is so that I can just start off like, hey, fuckers, shit like that. So I have to ring a bell. So first of all, you get a free bell. You get your free bell for the evening. You only get one. Unless somebody comments something hilarious, and then they get free bell. Hi, that's grating. And we had $20 bells, which means that you get.
Well, of course, you get Hell's Bells.
This is gonna get stupid.
This is going to get ridiculous.
Yeah.
So before it gets that way, we should probably talk about. So
yeah,
tell us about Ferrum Knife Works in case anyone here doesn't know about it. I'm going to scroll through the comments and see if anything interesting has popped up.
I mean, so for those of you who don't know, which I hope is none of you, I own a knife. We make quite a lot of them these days. I mean, you know what? I feel like it would be story time.
Okay, go ahead. Story time. Would you like some music to play in the background for story time?
What do you got?
I got we have let's see. Hang on. This is how it's gonna go, guys. Like I'm telling you right now. This is how it's gonna go. I've got we have some rock.
No, I needed like mellow. More mellow than that. Oh, that'll work. That's good. So many moons ago, the year 2009.
Oh, they say they can't hear you. Fuck. It's because Elliot mumbles.
I really do. I am such a soft talker. It's not even funny.
It's because he's got a soft tongue. Trust me.
I wouldn't talk about that on camera, Mike. It was a one-time thing. We were both a little drunk. Okay. Anyway, so in 2009, I started dicking around in my garage and actually started forging stuff. That's where our name Ferrum Forge come from. And then over the course of like 3 years, it was a hobby for me. And I was trying to make shit, failing miserably most of the time. But eventually I started making shit that looked like knives and people started to buy them.
Okay, hang on a second. We're sharing the same mic.
Yeah, it's over here.
No, it's not. It's over here. He just talks. He's just a low talker.
We're inverted. Anyway.
You can get closer. You can get closer to it. You need to get closer.
So much closer. Is this better, people? Is this better? So.
Christ.
In 2012, I was like, I'm going to make a goddamn folding knife. And all of the attempts, the first attempts, they have been incinerated since because they were hot trash. And
I've seen them.
They're hot trash. And but I wasn't discouraged, probably because I'm an idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna get this. want to make knives. So kept plugging away. And eventually they started to suck less and less and less. And then one day I had one that I was like, you know what? I think this one's good. And so I sent it off to Arizona Custom Knives, and they sold it for $425. I'll never forget the day. And I was shocked, beyond shocked. And then I started getting emails, like email upon email upon email. Now back in the day, it was in my garage, right? And I would like hand draw out every knife that I was going to do. And then I would start with a plate of titanium, and I drilled a pivot hole, and then I'd work from there. It was absolutely wild. I would cut all my metal with like an angle grinder. I'd like made various kinds of grindy things to remove metal. It was insane. I can't believe I actually made knives that way. However, I kept doing it. And then
It's like masturbating.
Yeah.
Just kept doing it.
Yeah, until I started to get better.
I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
First time I-
Now I'm professional.
Robert, thanks for the 2 bones.
I'll just have a sip of my beer.
Oh, no, we're done. Just had to ring the bell. I don't have one of those little girly bells like some other channels. Like I have a cowbell.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, you hear it from a distance.
Yeah.
It's right fucking here.
It's right here.
Right here. Yeah,
It's your-
it's loud.
Instead of your ex-wife left her necklace here.
I can talk to my ex-wife today.
Oh,
It's
I'm sorry.
frightening. It was
I'm
a
sorry.
frightening moment. Oh, it's terrible.
I hope your daughters aren't watching. I apologize. That's not nice talking.
No,
in case your
they're
daughters
they are
watching.
not.
That's
watching.
still their mother. She's
The worst. The worst. Anyway, so in like 2012, by the time I started actually making folding knives, I had like a 2-year wait list, and I didn't really have like a real job at the time. I was doing a whole bunch of random crap, and I was like, okay, this needs to be my job. So then I got really serious about it and did a ton more research and tried to figure out how other people and companies were actually doing this in some kind of fashion that would allow you to actually make money. You know, where it didn't take a week to make a knife. Just saying. And yeah.
It took you a lot longer than a week.
Well,
I mean, when you guys got down to it, when you were doing the mid-techs.
but to make one knife, like I could make one knife a week in the garage
Oh. I see what
in
you're
those days. Right. And that was like cutting every part out with a fucking angle grinder and then shaping every part by hand.
saying. I know.
Grinding.
Remember I used to do it in
Yeah,
your
you
shop.
did at my shop.
Guys,
I'd be watching you drinking a beer, being like all nostalgic, like, oh, I remember the day.
I do have to say, not to interrupt your story, but I do have to say the proudest that I was in the whole getting from learning to like just fucking around. Like the very first knife, like even though my other knives were okay, the very first knife I made, you looked at me and you're like, well, I didn't think you'd be able to do it. But I mean, you gave me a good bit of assistance, taught me, you know, actually basically your best way you can teach is like, put me together. There's the grinder, there's the
grinder.
steel, don't fuck it up.
Figure it out.
Yeah, and it worked out.
It'll let you know.
Hey, Aiden, by the way, thanks for gifting a bunch of memberships. So if you guys don't know, when the memberships get gifted, that money all comes to the channel, and I really appreciate that. Back to your making a knife.
Mm-hmm. So I had a guy. He was one of my assistant hockey coaches, and he was an ice carver. So I had the shop in Kearney Mesa, and it was filled with like ice making things. But he had this like a walk-in freezer that is, you can go and watch old videos on my YouTube channel, and you'll see us working in what appears to be a giant freezer, and it really was a giant walk-in freezer. Yeah, quit sticking to me.
It's annoying. I'm sticking to Elliot.
We don't rehearse these things.
No. We
It
just
happens.
naturally think the same.
God, we're disgusting. And he was like, hey, that's really cool. Like, I hate the ice business. It's terrible. What if we sold all my ice shit? And then, yeah, bye.
How about the cat wants out?
You let that pussy loose, buddy.
Okay. You want out there?
For those who didn't know, Mike's studio is in his garage. So the street is right over there. Bye, kitty. And
At least have set some professionalism to this. It's actually like the equipment is all professional.
yes, that's what everything here bespeaks. So I did it. I said, sure, I'll be your business partner. And that's when we actually started trying to do like runs of knives. And then that precipitated one of the greater mistakes of my entire career.
Buying a Tormac?
No. Well, that was a giant mistake, yeah.
Hiring your brother?
No, that turned out to be really useful.
Oh, okay.
He's pretty useful.
Oh, I know what this is. Yeah.
I decided to make a run of knives called the Pretium. No, it's fine that we don't have one.
Straight over.
That's really okay.
No, it's
so
okay.
it's good. We don't need to.
I'll
You
go
can.
I'll go get that. You just keep talking.
The moment in time when we made these, it was an impressive feat. Now I look at them and go, "What a giant catastrophic series of
I actually
unfortunate
like
events." I hate myself and my own.
Boy, it does sound good though. Listen to it. Hang on. Telling you what. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. No, good. Now put it away. Don't. They can't all be awesome, right? We all make some duds from time to time.
I like it.
Okay. But that started us on a journey of like trying to figure out how to do runs of knives, and we were running shit on a terrible CNC.
Tormac.
It was destroying more than it was actually making.
John Grimsmo got the only good Tormac that ever came out.
Well, actually, that son of a bitch, I talked to him years down the road, and I'm like, hey, how's your Tormac? He's like, oh, I got rid of that fucking thing like forever ago. And stuff being sponsored by him. I'm like,
I talked to it too. He was like, yeah, you don't see like the hours and hours and hours of footage and cursing and swearing.
and I'm like, and then I really started talking to him about it. He's like, I had all those problems before. Like, yeah, they're trash.
How long have we known each other? Bubbles asked, how long have we known each other? It's been about 7 years now.
When did you first wander in? No, when did your daughter first wander into my shop with you in tow?
Jesus.
I want to say that was like 15 or 14.
Yeah, it would have been 2015-ish.
Which would explain why I don't remember it. I don't remember the year 2015 at all.
I used to drink a lot back then, a lot more than I drink now.
That was a wild year for Ferrum Forge. So between Chris and I, we got over 1,300 knives out the door, and like the way we were able to do it was
trying to be a little bit quiet. I lied. Thanks for 5 bones.
He's a liar.
I am
a big liar.
Big fat.
We were we started water jetting parts. We had blades. We'd send them up to Larkin Precision Machining up in Washington, and they'd get heat treated, double disc grounded dimension, and then bevel grinds put through. And then we'd have our titanium components all machined at a machine shop down the road from us, so we didn't have to try and run them, which we got rid of.
That machine shop would be SDPM, and they are some of the nicest guys.
Yeah, fantastic. And it was insane to think that like with that method of having components come in and then us having to do all final finishing and fit and everything else involving putting a knife together.
Can't take it anymore.
It was a wild year. Like we made so many knives, and to this day, like we still get stuff in for spa treatments and things. And I'm like, Chris, do you remember making that shit? Because I fucking don't. He's like, nope, no idea. I mean, we were working like 120 hours a week. It was insane. I was sleeping in the shop. I also hated my then wife, who is now my ex-wife. So it was easy to sleep in the shop and do knife stuff.
I mean, I've met your ex-wife. I'd sleep in the shop.
Mm-hmm. You have slept in the shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost shot Chewbacca once.
Yeah. Poor Chewbacca. So the story of Ferrum Forge is literally the story of continuing to ask questions of like, how do we do this better, more efficiently, faster? Like, how can we figure out how to not work 120 hours a week and actually still do what we're doing and like maybe, I don't know, make money just a little bit would be great. I did terrible math and discovered that I was probably making about $1 an hour.
Well, I remember people were asking like why you guys stopped doing the in-shop mid-text, and I was like, I remember the conversation we were looking at it, and you're like, this is not tenable to continue to make knives, because what you guys don't realize is like everybody's like, well, those guys were $500-600. Yeah, but it was you guys were doing about
$450 to make.
It takes about $450 to make, and it took you guys about what, like fucking about 3 days to turn around on a knife and run a 200. So you guys were doing What are you doing? About 200 knives a quarter?
When we were at our most on and banging stuff out, we were probably able to complete a run of 200 knives. If everything went smooth, right? It didn't to fix anything, like remachine parts, regrind things.
So you're not even say that because it never went smooth. In all the runs that I watched you guys do, it never went smooth.
Always something was wrong. It had to be fixed. You got to fix it, right? Got to be a good product.
Bad titanium, shit mold wrong.
Everything that could possibly go. It was like Occam's razor or Murphy's law was just that was the rule of my career. So when I started looking around for OEM, as I was seeing other guys that like I kind of came up with in the industry, they were starting to do it, and I'm like, man, that looks great. That must be so nice
to not actually have to make the knife.
I just have to design it and like design it intelligently, make my render work easy to manufacture. Like, okay, I think I can do these things.
Can you guys still hear him, or do I need to turn the volume up a little bit?
Turn me up, bro.
I can do it from here now.
I didn't say turn me on. I said turn me up. It's different. Put your hand off my leg. Not put it back.
Nah, I changed my mind. So Aiden, thanks for donating the gifting the memberships. I appreciate that.
I mean, being this close to you, I am actually getting kind of hot. Like you're radiating a bit of heat.
Because I haven't had a beer in like fucking 3 weeks, and I just had a tall boy of Japanese beer that is a little bit stronger, and I'm flushed.
Delicious.
Plus, I mean, I'm close to you. I'm just a little. I'm verklempt.
That will happen.
So yeah, I mean, and I don't know if you guys have heard the story of how I did not come upon Ferrum Forge Knife Works. So my daughter and I used to watch YouTube together, and I was into knives, and we started watching Walter Sorrell's videos on how he made knives and swords, because I was big into Japanese swords, and I was Walter Sorrell's. And so I was watching videos about swords because that's how I learned that's part of how I learned how to do the sharpening the way I do. And so we were watching a video of Walter Sorrell's making a sword, and it kicked over to a video of Chris and Elliot. And in the video, they wound up at a burrito shop, and you could see outside. And my daughter goes, I know where that's at. It's up near the Japanese store. And I was like, you're right, it is. And then she was like, are they here? And I was like, I found out. And so I DM'd Elliot. One of the only times that Elliot ever answers a DM, he sees my DM, and I was like, my daughter saw you guys.
That is not 100% true, Mike. I do, in fact, respond sometimes to DM. It is, look, okay.
Back then, no, not very often. You, as a matter of fact, on your Instagram said, do not DM.
It still says that. And
I didn't see that.
For like, at this point, I mean, what do we have, like close to 30,000 followers on Instagram, and there's just so much shit in there all the time. It's like sometimes I will like open it up, and I'm like, scroll. Okay, fuck that. Okay.
But at any rate, my daughter, I asked, I was like, hey, my daughter wants to come up and see the shop. You know, are you guys around on like Saturday and Sunday? And he was like, we're here every day. And I brought my daughter up, and I gave her a tour of the shop, and then I just never left.
It's true. He never left.
Never left. There's one point I was pretty much living there. Like my wife was like, are you coming home anytime soon?
That's not untrue.
No, I'd be up there for
like a lot.
I'd be up there for like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I put his bitch ass to work. I'm like, hey, while you're standing there,
hey, why don't you go blast these parts? Why don't you? I learned you want to know the truth? That's how I learned half the shit that I know. Is like I'm hanging out.
Why you're fucking standing?
Why you're standing there? Fucking go do this. Fucking taught me how to put an oversized stop pin in and all that shit.
This is.
It's like, here, grab the Dremel. This is how you do it. And you're like that, and then all right, there you go. All right, now just do that one and that one and and then go blast that shit.
Get that one too. 2
bones from Piper Kennard. Is that Piper Kennard or Kennard?
That says Kennard.
I'm not always good with the pronunciation. If it was in Japanese, I'd be okay. That was fun. That was a good one.
Thanks for that.
Hobbit says he misses working in the shop. I think we all do. What's in Elliot's pockets?
I took him out of my pockets so it wouldn't be awkward. Fumble fucking around. Okay.
Fumble fucking.
Here, let's go with like.
So, I just want you guys to know, Elliot has a very, very high likelihood and propensity for gesticulating wildly with sharp objects, which is why the second I heard that knife snap, I fucking moved because he's not used to how the fucking thing is reversed, and he's gonna stab me in the fucking face.
Look, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's fine. It's fine. So what I've been carrying a lot of. Okay, this is the Aluris. I like how the background makes it all wobbly.
Right? You need a better background.
Carbon fiber inlay. No, that's fine. This is it says prototype on it. I only get to carry
Prototypes.
Sorry. I had to. I'm 12. And I have an echo machine.
I wouldn't do it.
And thanks.
I would. So yeah, the Aluris, you can actually buy that. It is out and available. But I only get to carry prototypes. That's
Knife
all
of the year.
That's all
Knife of the year on my channel.
That's right. You called it Knife of the Year. Thank you. That was really sweet of you.
And it had nothing to do with the fact that it's you guys, because it was a very, very tight race between your knife and Ray Laconico's slayback design that you did with Monterey Bay knives. Lock bar access was the tipping point.
That's right, Ray. Each one lock bar access. How you like me now? For those of you who don't know, I know Ray Laconico very well.
I love Ray.
He is like
Ray is one
the
of the
sweetest,
best,
nicest guy in the world.
He's one of my favorite people at a knife show. Ray Laconico, Tom Mayo, and Bob Terzuola. Those are my favorites. Love those dudes. I love when I come in and people have no idea who the fuck I am. And I'm hanging out with Bob Terzuola and Tom Mayo, speaking Japanese knife makers, and they look at me and they're like, oh. And I was like, oh, I forget what I look like sometimes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you off.
I'm not homeless, I swear.
I swear to God, I'm not homeless. I speak Japanese. I didn't mean to fucking throw you off with that one.
So yeah, the Aluris, that spends a lot of time in my pocket. I've been using this knife in particular. I did a fucking whole house remodel last year, and this guy did all the work, all the cutting work.
No, I didn't. Oh,
Me, not you. You
got
did nothing.
confused. Goddamn right.
You did.
I filmed a lot of fucking videos.
So the Aluris I love a lot.
So okay, before you go any further, I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Because I've heard there's been a lot of complaints about heat treat on a lot of. What is the heat treat that your knives are coming out in 20 CV? What is the HRC that they're pushing them out at?
6061.
6061, and that's
pretty consistent.
Pretty consistent. As opposed to like, what was it, 63, 64 when we were doing in-house heat treatment.
The one that did weird shit. It's hard to convince industrial heat treaters.
Well, they can't grind it. Trust me, it's not easy. You go through a lot of fucking belts, and if you're using an industrial grinder, you burn up fucking wheels and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like I did have this conversation early on with We Knife, like, hey, so when we do these higher end steels, can we use like heat treats that I got? And they were like, maybe. And then I would relay it to them. They would relay it to the heat treater. The heat treater would come back and go, fuck no. No. That's insane. Yeah, a little. And it definitely does. It eats the shit out of abrasive. So I can't even imagine trying to grind.
Wasn't it Larkin that told you they would never do it at that heat treat?
Yeah,
again?
they got a little upset.
He burned up their fucking machines. That's why they got upset.
After a while, they were like, "What the fuck are you doing to these blades?" Well, I'm like, and they were sending it to the heat treater. I just happened to also talk to that heat treater, and they were like, "What are they doing to this 20 CV, Elliot? Like, it's destroying our fucking burner grinder." And I'm like, "Oh, you get better abrasive."
Again,
oh no, you running diamond on there? You should be.
I talked with Brad and his wife about that, and they were like, "Oh God, it was so bad when he first started to have his grade. We thought something was wrong with our machines. Like, what the fuck is this?" And then we found out it was his heat treat. We're like, "We're not doing that for you again."
No, I mean they did it for years, but so bravo. However, but like there's a distinct difference in like doing things in an industrial oven.
Yeah.
Because like there's not many places in this country, let alone in the world, that have ovens that can actually drop temp fast enough to really, really get what we want. So you guys know we're talking about temperatures in and around 2200 degrees for the heat treat that we used to do, the custom heat treat.
21, 2200,
Yeah, I was optimizing at 22.
and then dropping it in between two plates, and then it was a double, like something like 800 or 1,000.
1,000. Do a double
2 by
temper
2.
at 1,000. I told you.
Fuck. Well, there's two of us out here, and we got lights on, and it's fucking like 66 degrees. I'm used to it being like fucking 58.
Start getting sweaty.
Did I put deodorant on? Yep, that smell like onion soup. I'll be right back. Did you get your whiff of that? You want some of that, Elliot?
I like how he keeps the deodorant out here in the garage.
Gotta live out here.
It's nice. I gotta start doing that.
16 hours a day filming and editing.
What the fuck were we talking about, Mike?
We're talking
Heat
about
treating.
Heat treating.
Yeah, because when we do it at the shop, we have way more control over how quickly we can get the temp down.
Yeah, and you're only doing like maybe no more than 5 blades at a time. Or something.
Yeah. The most I would put in the oven is 6. Remember that? I used to warn you, talking about this, and you're gonna fucking regret it.
I did.
You're gonna fucking regret it.
Jesus Christ, that packet's falling apart. My blade's all fucked up, and I'm gonna have to grind all that fucking pitting off. It does not take long to fuck a blade up. Like literally 5 minutes. If you leave a blade in there at 2,200 degrees for 5 minutes, it's fucking. It's
even though we're
your
using
blade stock's going to be significantly thinner when you get in fixing
high
it.
heat, that high heat treat foil. Like it degrades that foil quite rapidly once it's up to temp. You gotta be on the ball. So, yeah, it was. So they were coming like stuff that was coming out of my ovens and my heat treat. I mean, I was getting close to
63, 64.
I was averaging 64,
Yeah.
so I was getting close to 65 on some individual blades. But like what the thing that really did it was the increased wear resistance. That was the aim that I was going for. And yeah, I definitely achieved that for sure.
Hey, Yoko.
My abrasive build, crazy.
I'll tell you that I did, with Elliot's assistance, I did S125V at least 67. And I know this because I don't know what it was. It was above 67 because you could score glass with it. And I was like, I got done with the heat treat, and I was like testing it, and I was like, bro, it scores glass. And Elliot's like, good luck fucking grinding that shit.
Have fun with that.
I went back and I put a belt on. I put an 80 grit belt on, and I knocked the corner off. Just softened the corner of it a little bit. And I was like, that belt's fucking dead. I was like, that's the quickest fucking 450 I've ever spent.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they didn't have any of their cheap belts. I had to buy the expensive shit. That was when I was making Matt's knife. Or no, I forget who's. Yeah, I was making Matt's sea snake. Jesus Christ.
What?
Snee snake.
There you go. That's what. What?
Anyway. So.
Any more?
I
fucking questions.
I do have I have a question. So, okay. So you can dispel this because I already know this, and I've tried to tell people a bunch of times. There's a lot of people that will come on here and say that all Chinese made knives are made in the same factory, just different fucking, just a different name on it, and they make it all in the same factory. And I've tried to dispel this, but I've worked with We Knife Company. I've worked with Artisan. I worked for a while trying to get some stuff with Riat. They're all different buildings. They're all different companies. They're all different factories. They may be in the same town.
Yeah, they are geologically very close to each other.
Like across the street, basically.
So like We Knife has its, and they just moved into a new factory, and it's fucking enormous. And as soon as they get rid of their COVID shit, I'm definitely gonna go visit. I got to see this monstrosity. They've essentially like quadrupled what they had in the beginning when
they
first
had
started
to
working.
keep up with the amount of shit you have them making.
And then like Artisan has a distinctive, they're their own factory. Riot has his own factory.
Apparently Dave's is monstrous.
There are a bunch of brands that are produced by one mega factory, and that factory is called Tubido. I wish that I actually had contacts there because they make a ton of kitchen knives. They make a ton of kitchen knife brands. You gotta first.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'd love that. I need that contact. Because I love to cook. I cook a lot, and I have fucking kitchen knives.
I forgot something.
What?
I forgot something. I owe them this. I do this every time, and I forget every fucking time to give them this.
They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom.
Forgot. Sorry, guys. I forgot. See why people watch my live feeds? This is fun.
Yeah, both.
You should do that. You should come over more often.
Like, if you're gonna twist my arm and make me do this shit like once a month, I'll come down here and drink a beer. I'm fine with that.
What do you guys think? You guys think we should do this as a monthly thing, like me and Elliot, and then we could have guests on and we could harass Jim Skelton. Get Jim on here as a guest. Me and you and Jim.
It's a good thing. Good things.
I don't have. I don't, oh, I know what I wanted to do. You go ahead. You can. They can still see you.
But I can't see me.
That's okay.
I'm confused. Oh. He's googling shit right now on the great.
Go ahead. Well, no, you can keep talking. I'm trying to bring up the page so we can talk about stuff while we do this. I got some professional shit we can do here. So go ahead, keep talking.
I got some professional shit.
Oh,
man.
that's okay. So
yeah.
Fuck, I forgot what I was. I'm a pothead. I forgot what I was gonna say. Like it was there. It was right there. I was like, it's right there. Right on the tip of my thumb.
Right at your ass.
Yep. So if you guys haven't ever seen it, this is Elliot's web. Oh, wait, I want to do it this way. This is the Ferrum Forge Knife Works. So if you guys are looking for knives, if you're looking for a Ferrum Forge knife, I always say I want you guys to use my affiliate links, but the fact is you're definitely gonna benefit Elliot and Chris and the company better by purchasing them directly. Right, hello.
Yeah, we like that full retail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I absolutely would.
But I would also say don't feel bad about buying stuff from dealers, because believe me, we need money.
Shop. So you can go on here and you can see what's. Oh my goodness, I didn't see this. Oh, it's gone.
So like, yeah, obviously it's gone. It's sold out. Minutes of being posted. But like I started that like 2 years ago.
I know, I remember.
I
never saw it finished.
Fucking finished the night.
Hey, what's up, Christian? It's Cerberus, Christian Ortiz.
Oh,
he's gonna come on as a guest before too long too.
well, he should.
I
got some stories about this.
No, I bet you do.
Anyway, so
So I don't know if you guys know that. So one of my favorite things in the world used to be Friday nights at Ferrum Forge because there was a brewery right across the street, which led to a lot of nights.
Yes, Nathan, it does have a name. We literally decided on it today. It's gonna be called the Trucks, TRUX.
What is?
The new artisan model.
Oh. So there was a lot of times that there was late nights at the Forge because there was a brewery across the street, which meant that we drank copious amounts.
Heavily. That's the way
We were friends with everybody at the brewery, which meant that
sorrows.
Well, we were knife makers. Of course we were. And I can't tell you how many nights we walked across the street and just got completely shithouse. And I left and I was like, I didn't pay for anything.
Yeah, no.
I didn't buy a beer for 3 years.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. But yeah, that was we would do that every Friday night, sometimes Wednesdays.
You want to know the true origin story of Ferrum Forge Friday?
Yes, sure.
It's my mom.
I can see that.
So she was working in UTC, which is like 10 minutes away from where our shop was. And she was like, I miss you, boys. I never get to see you. She's like, hey, how about I come down for Friday and we do happy hour at that brewery? And we were like, well, we're there anyway. Yeah, that is a great idea, Mom. That's sweet.
We're fucking there right now.
Cool. So that's how Ferrum Forge Friday happy hour started. Was actually my mom made it a thing.
It kind of more did a Ferrum Forge Thursday through Sunday.
And then more and more people started showing up to this. I don't know how this happened. Like people would just be like, oh, so you guys just like hang out at the brewery and drink on Friday? And we're like, yeah.
Well,
Can I come?
I publicized it a lot. I told everybody I fucking knew. I was like, you should come up there, check out the knives and buy shit and then drink beer. And the next thing you know, we literally would fill that place on a Friday night. Like they would have to.
There were some Ferrum Fridays where we had like 30 fucking people there.
Yeah.
It was insane. I'm like, wow, I cannot believe this many people come drink beers with.
And people were like, what time does it start? And I'm like, whatever time you fucking get there.
It literally starts whenever someone shows up. And then we're like, oh, somebody's here. Time to start drinking.
I worked for the government and I would just fucking leave and not come back. I'd go to lunch and just not come back because I fucking hated my job and I hated everybody I worked with. I'd show up in their shop at like, they're like, aren't you working? I was like, yeah. I'm getting paid right now. They're like, well, fuck it. And I'm like, guys, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
rules are rules.
Rules. Ferrum Forge Friday starts the moment someone shows up. And I'm like, I'm not going to fucking argue. And at like fucking 3 in the afternoon, I'm fucking calling my wife. I'm like, don't make dinner. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm not going to be home anytime soon. She's like, well, when are you going to be home? I was like, before work on Monday. She's like, this reminds me of when we first got married. Are you dry? You got a dead soldier?
It's broken.
It's broken.
This one's broken.
Would you like a silver can?
Sure. It's cold and wet, right?
Like that dead chick at the beach. Hey, yeah, we're not supposed to talk about that. Wait. Hey. Let's not talk about it. I wanted to ask, did the clicking sound on this go away? Somebody was saying there was a clicking sound. I have this Rolls mixer, and I'm playing with the features.
Pushing tiny.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to turn this down. This took so long to figure out what was causing this. Let me turn this down. But this.
Christ. Oh.
That's all you could hear when I first hooked this up. And I was like, I had the headphones on. I plugged everything. I was like, good to go. I turned it on. I'm like, oh my God.
Professional. Remember he said that earlier. Professional setup. Okay,
This
people
came
were
to my
asking what
views.
the hell is in my pocket. So this is another thing.
Oh, yeah.
So this is an actual prototype. These aren't out yet. These will be out in March, April, maybe May. I don't know. May.
Helping.
Thank you. Oh, it's good. So that is a button lock stinger, ladies and gentlemen. I did it, and boy, do I like it a lot.
I have rekindled my love for button locks.
Well, like they're like good now. Everybody's making them really well.
Yes.
So
they,
it's like,
they are. Artisan has made some incredibly nice ones recently.
So I had Russell send me the pyrite. I'm like, yo, send me that fucking pyrite. I need to check this thing out.
I gave 2 of those away in my 10,000 sub giveaway.
And it, like, for the price point on that knife, this is a shockingly good knife. Chris has been carrying one too. He's like, that's
do you need me to guide you? Like I can see the struggle. Like I don't know what to do here.
Hey, Michael. So it's gonna have this light isn't gonna do this justice. We had our own custom carbon fiber made.
Please don't drop that on my computer.
So it's got red in it, you know, or red and black.
Let me see it. We might be able to.
Work it, Mike. Work it. Work it. Work for the camera, baby.
Can you see? There's some dark red, little bit of burgundy. Some you can't see.
We're gonna call it brimstone carbon fiber.
I like that. Like that knife you guys made. We're like, it's the yellow brick road to hell. Never forget that fucking video. Okay, so Will B told me he was going to ask this. Have you thought about it? Oh, no. That's not what he was going to ask. He said he was going to ask about the Aluris. He was asking about a flipper aperture, like a finger flip aperture in the Aluris. And I told him that, let me see.
I'm like, where is it? Oh, I put it in my pocket.
Let me see it. I was going to say, why? I mean, if you had a little bit of man in your hands, I mean, I'm pretty sure you have in the past, but I mean, Spitfire. Heard something about a TIE Protect Mordax in the works. Well, I mean, it's not in the works. It has already occurred at least once.
Occurred a while ago. Yeah. And actually, I finally was able to touch base with Dave. He's a tough Dave Wallenberg is the guy.
Perfect. Go ahead. So I was. Remember in the beginning when we said this was going to get absolutely dumb? Yeah, we're there.
Sorry. My bad. I'm like a little kid, and I have all the toys that a little kid wanted when they were like. This is shit that I wanted when I was a kid.
Really does.
I have a voice changer.
I already.
My penis? I don't remember that. I have a story to tell you about Elliot Williamson. And we're going to do it. So there was this time that I left my phone unlocked at the brewery And Elliot Williamson took my phone in the bathroom and took a picture of his butthole and cropped it and made it my screensaver. And I opened up my phone and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I realized, I looked at it and I was like, is that your fucking butthole? And he was like, shouldn't have left your phone unlocked on a fucking counter.
That is my chocolate starfish. You're
I was
welcome.
like, you fucking dickhead.
That's
remember-
the rusty bullet hole. There you are, sir.
Remember Austin would come over and he'd fucking talk to you with the bathroom door open while you were blinking your I was like, what the fuck are you two doing? He's standing there, he's like, what's up, Elliot? And I was like, I'm taking a shit. I need to wipe my ass. You want to close the door? He's like, no.
That's fine.
You're like, all right, cool. And I was like, what the fuck are you two doing? The fuck are you? And he was like, bro, like, I was like, I forgot Elliot was a semi-pro hockey player and I was in the military. So like, we're just
Gross stuff.
just shit that like, it's very, very similar. The way,
You know, like it just doesn't phase you, right? You're just like,
bro, we didn't have, okay, for the first 3 years I was in the military, I didn't have a toilet that had a door on it. It was just, they didn't even have, like, I'm talking like
you had partitions? Like,
no, just shitter.
Yeah.
Like you like hand me that toilet paper. It was like this. Like it was like this without the.
what'd you eat, dude?
You know what I miss about old school bathrooms was that I don't care about the shitter divisor. I'm not shy, and I don't care about if somebody's trying to look at my pecker when I'm taking a piss. Urinal dividers serve a purpose. I don't need you splashing your piss all over my shoes. Urinal dividers. I don't give a fuck. If you want to look at my pecker, go ahead. Just don't touch it. But I definitely
bask in the glory.
I'll show it to you. I tried for years to show it to every woman I ever met. Literally, I tried to show my pecker to every woman I ever met until I met my wife. And then, but like, I'm not shy about that. But like the splashback when I can piss on my own shoes. That doesn't bother me. But I don't need you splattering my shit.
And now you've learned some very important things about Michael.
Michael's weird. I don't think they've just learned that. I think they already knew. What's this? Needed this. Oh yeah. There's a hoodie, so you can get both the cup and this. And I thought, since I'm wearing my Coffee Brand Coffee shirt, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so, and please check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Jeremy has been banned on Twitter for a while, and he's looking down the barrel of a YouTube ban, so he's not going to be able to market his coffee the way he wants to. So if you use my affiliate link to go check out his coffee, definitely. He's a great dude. He did a lot to support the channel. He did a shout out. I want to get like 600 subscribers because he did a shout out on Twitter. So if you go check out Coffee Brand Coffee and use my affiliate link, you save 5%. You support a really awesome dude that is doing a lot for the YouTube community.
You have a foot phobia?
I don't have a foot phobia. I just don't like feet. I find feet disgusting.
Okay.
Like to the point, if you like sandals, I had those sandals. I was gonna let you put those sandals on if you wanted to. That doesn't bother me because those are just pretty much open air. But if you were to like accidentally put on a pair of my shoes, they're yours now. Like their feet are disgusting. And I think it's because I spent so many years living in a room with 90 other guys, and I know how dirty most people's feet are. And I just find them disgusting. It's just disgusting. Yeah. Like people are like, oh, you should watch these foot. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch foot videos. It's disgusting.
Okay, listen. I just had to know like what this fucking foot fetish porn shit is. I'm like,
Oh, we can't say porn. We gotta say prawn. You can get away with it once or twice, but YouTube doesn't like that.
I had to look at this foot fetish porn, and I was like, what is this shit? What? And I'm like, well, I'm watching this. I'm like, how does this make anybody? Not my thing, obviously.
I don't get it.
Not my thing.
Get it. I don't like anything about it. I find it disgusting. Fuck, I don't even like my own feet. Like I wash my feet, I don't look. I'm like,
We've really covered some distance here. How
Right?
long have we been doing this? Like we have covered some
46
distance.
minutes. We got an hour and 15 at a minimum. We could go longer.
We're getting some range on this bad boy.
Oh boy. Daniel, I will get your knives sent back out to you. As this is how much time I spend with these people. I know them like to Adave here. He's coming down. He was going to come down Sunday, but he can't. His kid's got a basketball game. You and your kids spending time with your kids. They don't need you to spend time with them.
Just do it. Just do it. Come on.
I mean, I'm not using the baton that came with it. We could have the double. Like I could be shaking it and beating it.
I think we're
Shaking it and beating
we're
it.
definitely.
Sorry. This is okay. I wanted to tell you this. I told Chris, and I don't think I told you, of all the designs you've made,
Which is a lot.
I think of all the production designs, I should say,
Still a lot.
still a lot. I think that this one and the Minax are the two best ones you've made. This one is the best. This is absolutely the best design you've made so
I
far.
carried a Minax the other day. I was like, as one might imagine, I have a desk and it is just full of fucking, like,
Ooh, new member.
old stuff, new stuff,
I'm gonna say
prototypes.
Dopey 6621. You can go to the community tab on my channel in the community tab, and you'll find some members only posts. There is a link to the Gilded server. If you go sign up for the Gilded server, make sure that your name there matches so that I can bounce it, and I'll approve you access to all the chat rooms. Okay. Anyway, you had a Minax in your pocket.
You
Sorry,
have your own.
I have my own server. Like I ain't fucking around with this. This is my job now.
Big time, aren't you?
You know me. Like
I've got
I threw everything into making knives there for a while,
Got
and I
my
just
own
can't.
server.
Well, I can't do it. I can't make the knives anymore because of my shoulder, but I can definitely do this. I think I've done. You guys, I do a pretty good job of this, don't I? Don't you think? I keep it interesting, keep it cool, keep it fresh. Put a lot of work into it. Anyway, you had the Minax in your pocket.
Yeah, and I was like, man, what a great. So underrated. Totes underrated, bro.
Can we talk about why I don't like the Prolix?
No, why do we gotta go here? What? No.
No. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a good knife. I carried it for a while. I told you it's a good knife. It's a lot like the what was the one? What was the one you made?
That narrows it down.
The one I didn't like. The one that is like the NTAC, but it's the you put NTAC. You put that blade in NTAC handles. I can't remember what you called it. Fuck. Help me out here, Nico. What's the knife that he made that the scepter?
Did you?
Yeah, no, you did a run off.
No, the scepter. Yeah, you hate.
I hate the scepter. I
You
didn't like.
hate
I
the
didn't hate
scepter.
it. Like I just don't like. Yeah, you're right. I just don't. I hate it.
it.
I hate it. It's like that. It's a very, very good knife. I just I have a very, very good Warrenclyffe knife that Elliot made, and it was a custom one that he made for me. I just find the Prolix to be just a little plain.
Oh shit.
Septac, yeah, I'm like, oh great, you
Fucking
took it.
Septac there.
You took a perfectly good knife and fucked it up. Thanks, way to go. Like you did with that goddamn spinner for Matt. Like, hey, turn it into a Tonto and then have Mike sharpen it. But, they can't hear you.
Probably. See, I'm like the inverse of you, Michael. The more that I drink, I don't get louder, I get quieter. Whereas you get louder
No, I'm just always loud.
to the point where people in other countries, like Mexico's not far away.
No, it's just right there.
It's that way.
Yeah, it's that way. It's on that road.
They're like,
But he's not noise.
Pinche gringo?
I have been loud enough in a machine shop that people came from a shop next door and were like, hey, man,
Hey, you wanna
you
quiet
wanna
down?
shut the fuck up? We're trying to run a goddamn business here.
You hillbilly ass motherfucker.
I'm deaf. To begin with, I'm deaf. I really am. I worked in a 5-inch gun mount for a lot of years.
Now I know another fella who is like Foghorn Leghorn. That's like an old reference now. I don't know. Maybe people get that.
I say.
Right, and his name is John, and he's 6'7". So he's a
God, I
giant
love John.
fucking dude. I
Remember-
got to spend,
remember the
I got
time
to
you
spend a lot of
introduced
time with John last year because he was my contractor for my house. So we did stupid. He had a rough year, right? His dad
Yeah, I know.
died.
Yeah,
Like,
we
it was a
talked
rough
about it.
year.
I like John.
So
He's good.
I had he was in the dumps. I'm like, you need to get the fuck over here. I got a bottle of Balvenie 21 with your name on it. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna drink this, and we're gonna talk this shit out.
Last time I was at your house with a bottle of Balvenie 20, I don't remember leaving. We got yes, and then you went to hockey. I was like, I woke up the next day. I was like, I don't feel well. I have definitely felt better.
I didn't feel well. But anyway,
Well, I like Big John.
yeah, and he is another just loud, just so fucking loud.
God, do you remember the time you
These
introduced
two
us?
get together,
Oh.
and I'm like, I'm just gonna put my fucking earmuffs on.
Chris walked in.
I'm standing there with my like my industrial grade like ear noise dampening ear things that we use in the shop. And I'm just like, I can still hear every word they're saying.
So Big John and I were bullshitting in the shop the one day. Elliot was in the back. Me and John are sitting, like, I'm leaned on the workbench. He's sitting in Elliot's chair, making Elliot look like a little dude. He's a big dude. Like, Elliot is, what are you, 6'6"?
I'm 6'5".
6'5" to 6'6". I'm 6'3", you're 6'5". So John and I are talking. Chris, his brother Chris, walks in, hears me and John talking, looks at me, looks at John, puts some shit down and shakes his head, walks out, gets in his car and drives off. And I was like, hey man, your brother was just here. And I was like, I think he walked out. And he was like, yeah, he just sent me a text. He said, I'm not sticking around for that shit. He's like, I want to be able to hear for the rest of my life. So loud. But that was the day that the guys next door that make motorcycles, that work on motorcycles, were like, hey man,
Pretty loud in there.
pretty loud. I can hear you over the goddamn motorcycle. And I was like, sorry, Paul.
My bad.
My bad. That is such a good. See, here's my thing. Will B was asking, he's like, why would you, he wants an aperture put in it. I'm like, if you really try, you don't even really have to try. It's not hard. You absolutely can reverse it like this without it. Mm-hmm. It's just not as natural a feel. But I don't this.
Look, obviously, when I was going through the design process on this one, on that one, I did. I threw one in there, and I was like, I don't love it.
I could see it would detract from the design.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
I do have to say, this is probably the best cutting knife.
Well, one of the things that we did is uncharacteristic of frame locks that we've done up until this point is we actually slimmed this thing down. So it's got 3 millimeter thick blade stock, so it's the same thickness of blade stock we use in our smaller frame, liner lock. And then we slimmed the entire package down. So like this is a very slim full titanium frame lock.
Slimmed your package down?
I slimmed my package down.
So now you can't hit the bottom of a soup can or the sides of the tuna can.
Sure.
So it was what is your least favorite Ferrum forged knife?
Who, me or you?
I think yeah, I was saying it's this one. Like this is Elliot's least favorite.
Giant.
Sounds good. Anyway, I think mine is the Prolix. I would take a scepter of the Prolix because there's some cool scepters out there. I remember that one you made that looked like a submarine with the plating. That was cool. Hit that thumbs up. Hey, don't forget to go check out my buddy Polly's channel over at Purple Heart Barbecue. Polly, if you're listening, I know that's a long drive from Chicago to Pennsylvania.
Polly does YouTube stuff.
My buddy Polly, yeah.
How does he get away with that? That is one of the most foul-mouthed motherfuckers
You know
I've
what?
ever heard.
So he does shit like he'll get in the comment section. He'll do shit that almost like he's trying to take my channel down, but then he gets mad if I do the same shit on his channel. I'm like, you fucking one-way motherfucker.
I have
horrible.
been privy to some phone conversations between Michael and this Polly fellow. Oh, wow.
Pablo does not have a therapist. He calls me. I was like, do you talk to your therapist like this? He's like, I can't talk to a fucking therapist. I go to prison. He's like, I call you. That's what you're for.
It's not wrong. I've heard some of the things like, whoa.
Chris heard me and Polly talking one time and walked the fuck out. He goes, I don't want to hear this. Like, I don't want to have to testify. Okay. So we're 56 minutes in. We have to do something. So Elliot actually brought, I'm gonna scoot out so you can get centered.
Wait.
No,
I need your help.
I'll be back. I gotta go fucking pee.
I have to pee too.
Well, you go pee in the okay. I'll hold down the fort. You go take a leak, and then we're gonna talk because Elliot brought some interesting items.
You can feel free to grab here. Like this one that requires no explanation. All right, it's just a fun skew.
In case you guys don't know, skew is.
I'll be back.
When you design something for a company, it's given a SKU, which is basically a stock
Oh,
number.
I have no idea what that actually means, and no one I've talked to knows what that actually means.
I know. That's what I was getting ready to say, because I've worked with companies and I'm like, what does SKU stand for? And everybody's like, okay, front door, there's a little entrance, and it's on the left. Yeah, this is a fuck, I forget the name of it. Elliot, what's the name of this one? The Lackey. That's right, the Lackey. This is a Lackey with neutral G10 scales. And you can, if you were on my side of it, you'd be able to I'm like, and you can see the light through it. See how you can see the light through it? I forgot the light's on the other side, so you guys can only see that. Oh, that gets you some weirdness. He's going to the restroom. Yeah, he is. And I'm going to go. Elliot and I, Elliot showed up about 30 minutes before the live feed. I got news for you. This might run long. We may stick around. Stock keeping unit. There it is. From the back. Thanks, Pirate Tobin and Dopey6621. I actually had a SKU for a while on Massdrop. I had a SKU for my sharpening service. I had a sharpening service SKU. I've been a SKU for a while.
That's good.
I was trying to show them like, hey, when you hold it up, you can see through it like that. And then I remembered that the light's on the other side of it.
They can't see that.
I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. They can't see that.
Oops.
There you go. What is this, Paul? I'm ready to see some badass knives. Okay. You can. Ooh, hey, let's take those off. I'll be right back.
Good work. Okay, good. Now that Michael's peeing. Get out. Okay, so this is what's coming out next. It's going to be called the Zell X. And we haven't done a Tonto since like 2015. And I've had it in prototype for a while. We finally decided to pull the trigger on it. And it's going to be kind of our standard liner lock configuration. Standard Ferrum forge. Oh my god, it is reversed. And why? Just because I haven't done one in a long time. Felt like it. And I get to do those kind of things now. It's cool. It's fun. And then another knife that I want to show you. These are actually on the market. So I designed this for Sencut.
What is that?
This is the chiral. For those of you who don't know, like Sencut is the super duper budget version from WeKnife. It was produced in their factory. And for the like $50-ish
Why
that
does this
these
feel
are.
weird? Did you move?
Fucking right, I did.
I'm like,
my
why
show
does it
now.
feel weird? Like,
So, like, this is a $40-something knife, and they're like all the same like action as you would get in a Civivi. They're just using a less expensive steel. What is that one's like 9CR?
I am not opposed to 9CR. It's not a bad steel, in my opinion. I did a video. I just did a video about that the other day.
We've used it in some of our production knives because it helps us hit price points sometimes. And like honestly, we were getting prototypes in 9CR for a long time and always carrying prototypes. And I'd be like, you know what? This isn't that bad.
I told you when the Stinger. Remember when you told me I could have one of the new Stingers, or I could have the prototype I was carrying, and I was like, what are the actual ones? And you're like, Nitro V, and I was like, I'll keep the 9CR.
Not too bad.
What did you do to your?
Well, that here, this is what we're looking at.
Yeah,
That's not a tattoo. That's from a hockey skate.
oh, I can see.
So I
thought maybe it was a grinder blade.
still play hockey. I play adult league, and I play a lot of hockey still actually. And I'm gonna start up another one, Michael.
Well, I was just checking.
And I tend to play on teams that don't suck. And we were playing a championship game, and Woody went for a men's league championship. Nothing.
A scar on your arm.
Barely even bragging rights. Yeah, and like shenanigans occurred, and a guy's skate ended up coming and then cutting my arm, and so like I could feel blood running down my arm during like my shift, and I'm like, oh, I probably gotta look at that. So I get back to the bench, take my glove off, pull it up, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's a winner right there. And wrapped the towel around it, put some tape on it, and finished the game. Then went home, like got back to the locker room, and like this is the fun thing. So like the age range in adult league is fascinating, right? So like we got some guys on our team that are like in their
18 to
50s.
46.
Yeah, and we got some guys on our team that are in their early 20s. And so they like all the guys that are in their 20s are like, holy shit, are you going to the hospital? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna fucking super glue back together. What the fuck's wrong with you? And all the old guys are like, yeah, of course.
I really was
I'm gonna go to the emergency room and sit there for 9 hours? Fuck that shit.
I was really gonna walk that one off.
You really want that copay?
I was really gonna walk that one off until we realized that I had hit the tendon. You were like, I was like, and you were like, well, I mean, where's the closest hospital? I'm like, motherfucker, just wrap that up with some dirt. I put a dirty paper towel, wrapped it up with fucking electrical tape. I was like, I'm driving to Balboa. I'm not paying that fucking copay. Balboa's fucking free.
I'm fine.
And then I got there and like, yeah, we're gonna have to do surgery like 2 days from now. I was like, either we do it now or we don't do it at all. And they were like, well, we don't have an anesthesiologist. And I was like, that's fine. And they're like, well, you're allergic to all the numbing agents. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to. Did emergency surgery on my thumb with no fuck. Oh, here we go. Cool stuff.
Okay. So these are just in the prototype stage, right? And there's definitely going to be changes that are going to get made to these because, well, I want to get it right. So I said way earlier before we got derailed by all kinds of dumb shit. Shocking. That I like kitchen knives. And I've wanted to produce kitchen knives for a while.
Perfectly centered. Perfectly centered. Good job.
You like that?
Yeah.
I'm adapting and overcoming. So this is what I'm working with right now for a 6.5.
I saw a comment. Sorry.
6.5 inch Santoku-esque kitchen knife.
Or by my measurements, that's like fucking 42 inches.
And
I just saw Utah has a lake, and I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
And I have one that I've been using at home now and doing everything that I tell people never to do with kitchen knives. Like I leave shit on it. I leave it in the sink.
Fucking pound it through frozen.
Fucking beat around.
Beat on it with a hammer and
Oh,
pound
yeah.
it through frozen fucking meat.
Because you're a Dow Strong affiliate, right?
Yeah.
So you know about the fucking Dow Strong meat tenderizer.
Oh yeah, it's
Right?
fucking. He has one. It's massive. I'm like, oh my god! Like I picked it up at his house. I was like, I want to break things. Like I couldn't have that at my house. We
Oh.
would have nothing that was breakable. It
Oh
would all
my
be
God.
broke. My wife would be like, we have nothing. You have damaged everything.
So I have one of those because it looks like a fucking Thor's hammer. It looks like Mjolnir. I needed it. I had to have it. And it just like was like my birthday or something. Mom was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like,
I want this
Well-
big meat hammer.
"Actually, Mom, if you want to do something absurd for me, this is what I want." She's like, "Wow, $250 for a meat tenderizer?" I'm like, "Did you?" She's like, "Do you ever actually tenderize meat?" I'm like, "No,
I
but
will
that's not
now.
the fucking point, Mom.
I mean,
That's
I
not the
may.
point. It's a kitchen hammer. That's what it is."
Have you seen the one that they sent me, the Japanese one? Show it to you. Show your knives off.
So anyway, yeah, that's the first prototype version of a Ferrum Forge production kitchen knife, and I'm liking it so far. Obviously, we're decided to continue to change, and I really like the finish that we're using on that. So years and years ago, I actually taught WeKnife how to use the small rod finish that we were using to create our sort of matte stone flat. I don't know. I don't know how we describe it.
I call it a polished matte.
So the official term that we use, like with an official mass media finishing, you would call it a burnished finish. So it's very smooth and stuff. Even though you leave it sit on there, it actually wipes off, so things don't stick to it. Although
It closes a lot of the pores in the steel.
yes, it does, and it actually bumps up the stain resistance that you're getting out of Nitro V anyway.
And the friction, the lack of friction, because
And
it's a fairly...
I fucking leave that shit in the sink. Things I would never do with any of my other knives, and like so far it's come out fine.
Too bad it's a Nitro V. You could put it in a good steel, and then maybe I'd buy it.
What's your fucking problem, Nitro?
I don't like Nitro V. I never have.
You're a hater.
I like 14C. Free bell.
Love Nitro.
I know you do, and I don't. We've talked about this before. I just don't like the edge it takes.
What do you mean the edge it takes?
It doesn't like I like
No,
more of a-
you're freaking just not doing it right.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
I'm talking to you. Who are you talking
Didn't
to?
you pay me to sharpen your knives for a long time?
Because I'm lazy.
No, you saw the edges and you were like, "We're doing this." Like fucking as a fucking an added benefit.
frightening.
I sharpened a knife for his birthday.
Frightening.
I stole a knife out of his case and I sharpened this knife for him for his birthday. And he's like, I really appreciate it, but fuck now. Oh, look. Oh, pull your beer back in. Pull your beer back in. I sharpened this knife for him for his birthday, and he was like, motherfucker, I really appreciate it, the gesture, but fuck, now I'm afraid to use the goddamn knife.
And I never carry that knife.
Well, of course not, because it got stolen.
No, I have it.
No, Nico bought you a new one.
Oh, that's right. Nico bought me a new one.
I haven't sharpened that one yet. Yeah. And I won't because you want to use it.
Tony, what little paring knife?
Hey,
There you go. Found it. Nailed it.
you want it put it closer to your face, you move it like you would put it closer to your face if you were like left and right. Like, I don't know why you're like, I don't know why it throws people off. Somebody throws me off at first. It threw me off.
So I actually, this is going to be one of the hardest knives to design and get right of my entire career. Getting a fucking paring knife to the way that I want a paring knife to function, that I want it to feel, that's going to be the hardest design I've ever done. I know that sounds strange. For something that has no moving parts, it is shockingly difficult to get geometries correct and to get angles right and how you hold the fucking thing, get the handle right. So much work is going to go into that.
It is pretty
stupid knife.
comfortable. Dig that.
And like, I might even completely change the entire thing at this point. I mean, so I took one and actually I changed the radius that this edge is at because nobody can see my finger behind the blade.
Right? Yeah, it's
Because this actually turned out. So when you have it in CAD, right, it's the size of your computer screen, right? It's all real big and stuff. And so it looks like there's great curvature in there. You're like, yeah, that's the perfect curvature. That's what I'm looking for. It's perfect. That's right. Yeah, that's the curve I use all the time. And then you get it in real life, you're like, oh shit, it's like way too flat. So like when you're actually trying to cut stuff, it doesn't work great. So I amended one, ground part of it away and re-edged it, and I was like, okay, so this is more like I want. So I already updated my CAD for that. But there's still things to handle. I'm not super awesome.
Josh wants to know what S35VN that you use, like what's coming out of Wii. What's the Rockwell? Do you have anything in S35?
They're at 60, 61 normally. I have had a few that were like 59 in the batches that I've tested.
And I've said this. I think that Wii Knife Company has some of the best heat treat
Do I
on
get to go on an
S35.
S35VN rant? Though?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I know that Chris isn't a big fan.
Like I can't, in good conscience, recommend it.
Really?
I just can't.
Okay.
I know too much about its development. I know too much about how it came to be and what it did to Crucible as a company and what they were trying to do, and it's just a shit show. It was a shit show, and the reason it was so popular and so many people use it is because they made a fuck ton of it.
And they were like, you got to buy this or we're not making anything else.
They were under the impression that they were going to come out with this better version of S30, and that companies, plastics companies, machine companies, tool and die, that they were all going to switch over and they were going to remake all their tooling in S35VN, and that did not happen. So they got left with a giant stockpile of it. So they sold it at a relatively low price compared to S30, and then it got into everything. Every company was buying it, throwing it into knives, and then like the copy that was on Mashup about Chris Reeve's involvement in it. Yeah, they asked him questions. He said, "I think you should do this thing." And so they ran with it. Their marketing company ran with it.
Bridget is here. I request a custom. I don't know. Somebody said that Bridget was up. Bridget is mad you didn't see her comment about custom kitchen knife, Elliot. There you go. See? And yes, I mean, that's a silly thing to say. Yes, S125V is superior to everything if you don't mind spending as much to grind it as you usually do to sell a knife. I spent as much in belts. Jesus Christ. It is a nightmare. It's insane. At 67 and above on Rockwell, it is, you have no idea. Belts only last a matter of seconds.
We made probably under 100 knives out of S35VN. And not only what it would do to abrasives, but like
You're talking S125, you mean?
Yeah, S125. Sorry. Go ahead.
S35.
S120.
I could grind S35 like all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
We even traded like machine blades, and it was just destroying carbide end mills. I was like, this steel is ridiculous. Oh, okay, fine.
After temper, it still will score glass. Like it's a 67 after temper.
Bro, it comes in it's fucking
annealed.
plate form annealed as 55. It's
yeah.
retarded. You're
I
like,
could-
oh my
okay.
god.
Now, okay, so let me. I've told people this, and they're like, "You're full of shit." You could take S125V and not heat treat it, make a knife, give it to somebody, and 90% of the people in the world would never know.
They would never know.
They would never know. It's going to be better than most knives they already own.
They would never know.
It's insane. It is nuts.
Also, it's very
Stupid. That's why the knives that I made, just the price that I've made knives at S125V. I spent as much in belts as I usually sold the knives for. I was like, Jesus.
So the only
Christ.
steel that's out right now that I haven't actually got to touch and mess with is actually MagnaCut, and I'm really excited about it.
If it's heat treated good, it's okay. But a lot of the companies weren't doing it right in the first game.
Well, that always happens with every new steel that hits the market or everything that becomes popular and companies start using it. Right? They have to figure it out because nobody listens to,
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
the
say,
people on the ground.
You say that, but Laren came out and was like, "This is what you should run it out."
Yeah, no,
this
they're
and
not
only
gonna
this.
listen
And like,
to that.
we're not doing that.
I literally invented it. Here's what you should do. They won't listen. Believe me, I've been trying to speak truth to power for years on this shit and always getting pushback. Oh, but you know, Elliot, I go, no, they can fucking do it. And yes, it's going to cost a little more, but it's like how much more?
Okay, so let me ask you. I have an honest to God question. When it comes to, you need to fucking stay off my armrest. This isn't a goddamn flight. Oh, did you just Lincoln Hawk it? Holy shit! So when it comes to heat treat, is there a difference in price? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Over the top. If I can get a luck that, right there.
Right through my head.
My daughter and I used to watch this so much. Like when we would have when I was being serious, I would turn my head around backwards, and she knew I was being serious. I would Lincoln Hawk. So when it comes to heat treat, because I've heard people like, what's okay to take something that should be run at 61, 62. Is there a difference in price to run it at 58 or 59? I mean, what's the, like, why are companies, is it just because they're lazy, or is it just they don't know? Or is it because this is the problem people are having is they're not, like, they're putting super steels in knives and they're not hitting the recommended heat treat. They're keeping stuff under 60. Is there a price difference to run something at a lower Rockwell? Is it cheaper to do it?
No, the problem that usually happens is, so you read the data sheet for the fucking steel. So, like, listen, people that industrial heat treaters are often not known for being
Level up.
I can barely. So they have one person who's generally a metallurgist, right? Okay. But that guy's job is for all kinds of shit that they're doing, right? And so knives are always a small portion of what any given industrial shop is doing.
Okay.
They're always doing a lot of other stuff. And so metallurgist goes, oh, well, fuck, here's the data sheet. All right, here's recommended heat treat. Do that. Many times, the recommended heat treats that you get off of a data sheet were done in a small batch. That's where they came up with the recommendation from. They did them with small batch ovens. So they're not doing it in a giant industrial oven. I mean, when I say giant, you can walk inside of it. And they had a more rapid quench time. Right? The purge and refill is way faster than what is going on in the big giant oven. It's giant. It's just more cubic centimeters of air to get out of heat and be replaced. Well, not air, it's gas. To be replaced. So the quench time is longer, almost always in a larger oven. Almost always. Because you need massive amounts of pressure, and we're like, what is it, like 6 or 7 bar is what would be optimal, and most places only have like a 4 bar purge. So there's a significant difference in like what they're doing in the recommended stuff, that they're doing in the small oven, and they can do a lot faster, and so you get a better austenizing situation going on. So you get better conversion to martensite off the bat just because it's smaller. And there's less time. They cool faster. So you scale it up. You're throwing it in the big oven. You're doing thousands of blades.
Yeah.
Right?
I've seen some of those. They're walk-in. Like walk-in ovens.
Thousands of parts at a time. And so they don't cool as fast. I mean, I had this happen at an industrial heat treater, right, where I gave them a very specific form. I said, this is what I want you to do, and you're going to test every 10th plate. And let me know what the results are, and we'll see if we got close. Test results came back. They were softer than they're actually annealed state. And I'm like, I don't know how you even did that. Like, that blows my mind metallurgically. I'm not even sure what you did. This was in 20 CV. I'm like, I have no idea how you did that. That shit comes like annealed. It's at like 40, 45-ish. And somehow you managed
That's what I say.
to get
I was going to say it's about 45.
You got it down to 40. I don't know how you did that. And they're like, well, they're like, oh, fuck, man. Like, we read the data sheet and shit. Like, it needs like a 4-bar quench and our oven's only like a 2-bar quench. I'm like, well, fucking, why didn't, okay, we're done here. We're done. So you're going to take those, you're going to walk those down the street to the other heat treat shop that I was looking at. And I'm pretty sure they've got the oven that's going to be able to do this. And they did. And then they started coming out at 63, 62. I'm like, good. That's what we're looking for. That's where we should be at. Okay.
So Todd asked what the cost in belts for grinding. It depends. It depends on what you're doing. We used to use the what were they call them the hoggers now. It was
they were like the budget brand.
Yeah, and they were what, $3 or $4 a belt, something like that. The last time I bought belts, they were like $3.50 a belt. But if you're buying like specific belts, like if you're buying like a Trizac or something, they're fucking expensive. Fucking expensive. They're fucking stupid expensive. And I got news for you. They don't work any better than the fucking $3.
The Norton Blaze belts.
Oh, the Norton Blaze belts.
Like $8 a piece. I walk into people's shops and I'd be like, oh, I see you're a rich person. You got the Norton. Michael, the door's opening. What's happening?
My wife has returned.
Oh, okay. Well, we better lock it up. I don't want to get in trouble with you.
No. She's good. She's good. She knows I make money when I do this. She loves her favorite thing. Her favorite thing is hearing the bell ring. My wife scares the shit out of Elliot.
She's frightening. She's
terrifying. She's very terrifying.
I know she knows how to kill people. I know.
Let's put it this way: she's kept me out of prison for 21 years.
And that is insane.
That is just nuts.
What the hell is I talking about? We're so distractible. Grinding belt.
Oh, grinding belt. Yeah. Blaze belts. Yeah, like you must be a rich person.
Like, oh, you must be one of them rich knife makers. You got all them Norton Blaze belts.
You got Norton Blaze belts that you really don't fucking need because they're no better. I've used the Norton Blaze belts. I've used the Trizac belts. The Trizac belts in the really high grits will give you a better finish.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely will.
That's their claim to fame.
But those Norton Blaze belts, everybody's like, oh no, you can just use them over and over and over. I was like, are you doing preheat treat grinds? We're like, yeah. I was like, you're stupid. Okay, explain. Okay. What? So I've had people tell me I'm an idiot for doing post heat treat grinds. Like I never ground anything preheat treat after you explained it to me. Mm-hmm. Explain to everyone why you would do.
Hi, Isabel. Hello. Good to see you. You're looking very teenagery.
Angsty and like she just doesn't want to live here and like she may kill me while I'm sleeping with a hatchet.
Exactly. Nothing. Go get. No. It's fine.
Nothing. Enjoy those your cookies? Enjoy your cookies. So why would you not want to? Okay. In particular, like the way we were heat treating blades, why would you not want to have a preheat treat grind? I've explained this, but people tell me I'm full of shit and I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's talk to a well-known and world-renowned knife maker. Yeah, you are. Okay. You have customers around the world.
Yeah, that's true.
If you guys hear background noise, my wife and kid just walked in.
Yeah. Yo, we're like filming here, man.
I'm doing my goddamn job right now.
We're working. Give me another beer. No, but seriously, give me another beer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were kidding.
That wasn't a joke.
That wasn't a joke.
Okay. So one of the things that I discovered, because I tried this, right? Anything to save some money, because it gets expensive, this little project of ours, making knives, anything to save some money. So I tried doing some preheater grind stuff, and what I discovered was I was having the worst time keeping things straight and flat. And it would end up with my preheater bevels would just be all fucking wobbly all over the place, and I'd be grinding the shit out of stuff. And if you went too thin on a preheater grind, you'd be fucked up. Just gone. Done. Over. Throw that piece away. You're done. So what I found was the safer way and the more precise way was to just heat treat that thing as a flat blank, and I mean a precisionally flat ground blank, so that you can clamp the shit out of it and keep it as straight as humanly possible, and then grind to account for any little wibbly wobbly stuff that was ever happening. If anyone can hear that as the garage door closes, I'll get closer to the microphone. Oh.
There we go.
So that's
Well, on top of that, cracking. You were talking about anytime you're.
there is also like
The-
I have,
the
this
stress
is my
risers.
favorite. I've seen this one, right? People like do a preheat your grind it like with 60 grit or even 80 grit,
Yeah.
and it leaves abraded lines in there. So
quite aggressive.
those become little stress risers, and so
And that's where it cracks.
you start dealing with very high temperatures, shit can get wild, and you can just pop a
What
blade.
is that
It's
noise?
the most frightening noise you can hear as a knife maker when
What are
you put
doing?
your blade on a plate to start quenching, and you hear, you go, uh-oh,
I have no idea what my.
something with crackety crack.
She's wrapping up a dead body in the background. Apparently,
I told you should be afraid.
yeah, terrified. Why do you think I sleep? Why do you think I sleep with like fucking my eyes open? I'm like, I used to Dutch oven the wife so much that for years, if I moved in bed and like was moving the sheets, she's like, "What doing?" I was like, "Nothing. I'm rolling the fuck over." I literally, and if Elliot knows when I fart, it's unpleasant. Who's leaving? Robert's leaving.
It feels.
I gave away 30. How much did I give away? 300 or six. I gave away $1,800 worth of stuff on a giveaway. Robert won one of the boxes with 6 knives. Each box had 6 knives in it. Each box had at least one $300 knife in it. Yeah,
That's a nice dance you're doing, Yuka. I like that. Well, we're really hot because we're sitting next to each other.
we're sitting next to each other. It's warm and we've been drinking. So
It's all hot in here.
Yuka, come here and say hi to everybody. Please.
No.
I thank you should thank everyone
Yeah.
that has donated. You know, every time I ring that bell, I make money. Just come over and say hi. Just come. She's not gonna do it. Come here.
She's not gonna do it.
She doesn't ever do anything I ever ask her to. I got news for you, like, because we've been married for like 21 years. The other day I was doing something. And I told her, huh? Yeah, we're drinking Edis, and I was like, come here, just say hi. But we were. That is my beautiful wife. You guys don't get to see her very often. You guys don't get to see her very often. That is the love of my life. That is the person who's kept me on a straight and narrow and not in prison for 21 years.
Yeah, which is an impressive feat in and of itself.
Do you have to make that much noise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah!
She's fantastic.
I told her here not long ago. I was like, she said something. I was like, see, this is why you don't have any friends. And my buddy looked at me and he was like, the fuck you say shit like that? And I was like, you just gotta not give a fuck if you're getting laid the next 3 weeks. I've been married for 21 years. The last person that touched me was me.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
So Dopey gave me a super sticker, but because I'm not on YouTube, I have no idea what he gave me a super. Can someone tell me what Dopey6621 gave me a super sticker of? Super stickers they're just a sticker. They're just a little icon that pops up. Just Nate says the money was for my glass butt plug to wear at work, but here you go.
Were you getting a glass butt
Well, I
plug
was
for
gonna
only
say, why
$10?
why
Like,
would
damn, man, in this economy?
And why glass? That sounds hazardous. That sounds like one man, one jar.
Well, because the metal gets caught.
Let me see. What are we gonna give? What are we gonna give?
Silicon retains the smell a little bit, so you don't want that.
I just, I don't even want to know how you know these things. Let's see here. What are we gonna? Should we give him? We're gonna give you Broken Bells with Disco.
Yes, Jeffrey Dawson. Mike definitely married up.
I don't like that. That was very, very grating. Yes, I married up. I know this for a fact. I absolutely know that. Thank you very much for the 10 bones. You guys make it possible for me to buy the shit that you guys don't see in the back. In all honesty, Elliot and I is joking. Almost everything that's here is pretty much professional, with the exception that I use milk crates, and that's only because
No one can see that.
well, but the fact
No
is,
one knew.
somebody was like, "Oh, I want to donate like a computer desk," and I'm like, "I can't use it. I would have to get rid of it." So I mean, it would have to get these. I can put all of my sound equipment in and set them off to the side, and then
It's functional.
it's functional and modular. It works very, very well for what I do. Nico's like, I hated that. I'm glad. So you've got that. Are there any new prototypes or anything else that's coming out besides the
You were in the
kitchen
fucking
line?
pisser, and I already showed you.
Okay. Well, never mind.
Look, it is my goal this year to try and get like something like a new model or a new SKU of a existing model, new configuration of a model out somewhere close to once a month. Like that's what I'm trying to do. That's a lot harder to do than people think. Yeah, just think of the logistics.
No, I
What's
know.
involved in that.
Okay,
It's
so
tough.
I don't have
It's
to.
tough.
I've been around the shop. I've been around the shop when shit happens and it gets done and all the stuff that goes down. And I have to say, the only time I've ever been in your shop that I saw something I was like, oh wow, like that's what it looks like when Elliot gets mad, was the time that you murdered a Sharpie, threw it across the shop, and then didn't say a fucking word. I was like, you all right? And just walked away from me and walked outside, walked across the parking lot, sat down in a stool at the bar, and I was like, apparently it's drinking time. And I walked over and we didn't say anything for like 30 minutes. I forget what happened. Something. Oh, I remember what happened.
Sometimes I just get frustrated.
I remember what it was. It was the titanium that was milled too thin. And you were trying to use a Sharpie that was dead, and you were already frustrated about the titanium. And he took a Sharpie and he stabbed it into the bench hard enough that not just the tip, but the entire gray part, black part of the black part of the Sharpie that's like sonic welded on to the gray part of the Sharpie. He rolled, not like he slid it up in, like he rolled it in, like if you're uncircumcised and you push down on your peckerhead and you push it up into the skin, that's what that Sharpie looked like. And I was like, Jesus Christ, he murdered it. And boy,
That was a rough day.
I've had people say that I can paint. Like, how the fuck do you think of those things you describe? Like, I looked at a chick one time.
It's a gift. It's a gift, really. Yeah.
It's a gift. We had a chick at work one time, and she was pretty fucked up. And we were in a car, and he was like, "Hey man, did you hear about that chick that happened with her kid?" And I was like, "Which one's she?" And he told me. I was like, "Oh, you mean the one that looks like an onion smells?" And he was like, he stopped the car. He was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" I was like, "She looks like an onion smells." And he was like, I've never heard a more accurate description of a person in my entire fucking life. I paint a fucking picture.
How old was I when you meeting?
I can barely hear you, so I know they can. That's the year I retired from the Navy. That's the year I got retired.
Well, it's going to be easy math, look, because I'm 40 now. So that means I was 36.
No, you were 20 something. Yeah.
26.
He was 26. Allow me to translate for the mumbler.
I was 26
There you go.
years of age.
There you go. Use that. Like, you're
26.
fucking, like, pretend like you have a sack. Have your balls dropped yet?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes.
They have.
Let's see.
No. I have seen him. You took a picture of your fucking butthole on my phone one time.
You're welcome.
Was a speaking of thin handles.
Did you save it?
No, I fucking deleted it as soon as I could. Oh, you guys want to talk about something fun?
Oh boy.
My best friend Clint.
Oh.
No, and
Fucking
Elliot
Clint.
together. Those two together? Jesus Christ. I've never wanted to murder two people so badly in my life as the time I got to hang out with Elliot and my friend Clint.
Like, we have such comparable Mike Emler stories. So it turned into a roast. It was fun. I had a great time.
I honestly say that, like, you're one of my best friends. Like, I don't even consider you like one of my best friends. We're more like brothers.
Like weird brothers from another mother.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, I like the fucking older brother I never fucking wanted, Mike. Thanks for
Yes,
this.
I've said those words.
That's exactly what he said. So, origin story for Elliot. Well, he was shit out on a rock and hatched by the sun. But
I can enunciate my own origin story.
go ahead and explain to him how you came about, because you have a very unique
A
origin.
very strange and interesting upbringing. That is for sure.
You're gonna hear some shit you didn't know about Elliot.
Let's get personal. I want to grab the mic, but I know I'm gonna fucking break everything if I do.
Yeah, you'll knock everything off.
It'll just
You'll
destroy.
knock everything off the milk craze. At least this one, the shit's glued. This one is just on there.
Broken. And he wrecked everything. Okay, so my mom and dad met in high school. And my dad was an athlete. He played the baseball.
That's with a T, not an F.
Athlete. And he really liked baseball. And so after he graduated from high school, he wanted to keep playing the baseball. So he went to junior college, Grossmont College, right down the road, Michael, and he made their baseball team. And he was there for a year. It doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
No.
And then the coach from San Diego State saw him and was like, "Hey, man, like, you want to come play baseball at San Diego State?" And he's like, "You're fucking right, I do." I can't breathe. He hasn't even smoked weed yet. Not even there yet. And so I went to San Diego State and only played there for 2 years because he got drafted by the Padres. Now, in this time, he was still dating my mom. So he left college early and went into the minors and dicked around in the minors for a while. Still seeing my mom. And then they were likely having some premarital sexual relations. Because I remember distinctly when I was probably about 10 years old, I went and did the math of like my birthday versus when they got married. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay. This is so much better this way. So I was born when my dad was still playing minor league baseball. And diddling your mother. Well, they were married by that time, okay? After she got pregnant, they got married. And then, like, it was a couple of years. And my mom was like, "Listen, you need to either, like, shit or get off the pot. You gotta make it, or you need to fucking get a real job, okay, buddy?" And it just so happened. I can't breathe. It just so happened that year, the Padres traded his rights to the Baltimore Orioles organization. And they were like, "Yeah, we need a middle relief pitcher really bad. Fucking come on up, buddy." So this is within my living memory. Like, I remember this happening. And I remember my everybody being really excited. And I was like, "What's going on, everybody?" Like, "Your dad got called up to the majors." I'm like, "What's that mean?" They're like, "We're moving to Baltimore." And I'm like, "Cool, I don't know where that is. All right, let's Baltimore. Let's do this." Okay. Yeah. It's just like your daughter's telling this story. Yeah. So then, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Baltimore, but there's a very distinct difference between San Diego, California, where it's fucking beautiful all the time. Like today it was 75 degrees and sunny, right? Like New England's getting shit on with like an Arctic storm, and I was in like t-shirt. So yeah. Mother did. Yeah, get up in here. She doesn't know what voice we've got going on. Oh, she doesn't. You want to here? Listen to Elliot. Yeah. Come in here. That's why I'm laughing so hard. I'm crying. Come in. For story time. With Elliot. And the chipmunk one. Story time with Uncle Elliot. Okay. So he gets traded. He gets brought up. We moved to fucking Baltimore. Big culture change. For me. So like, we used to do this like back and forth thing, and we did that for 8 years when he was playing in the majors. And then like I had Christopher, who is now my business partner, and sorry, I had to take a minute. Then like after he retired at the ripe age of 32, like we built a house out in Maryland, and I was in high school at the time. Then when I graduated from high school, they're like, well, we don't really have any good reason to stay in fucking Maryland, so we're out of here. And they moved back to San Diego. During this time, I was actually off playing junior hockey in Canada. So like I remember talking to my parents. I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, oh, we've decided we're moving back to San Diego. I'm like, hey, that's really great. I can't wait to vacation in San Diego instead of... Be careful, there's a seed in that. Baltimore. It's candy. It's Japanese. It's not candy. It's not candy? It's a plum. Oh. This is amazing, by the way. What do they do to this plum? They pickled it. What the fuck is going on right now? I just got here. Allow me to give you some bell. I don't know how I feel about this. It's amazing. It's so salty. I don't like it. I lived in Japan for 13 years. I got used to weird snacks like salted pickled plums. Oh, God, that's terrible. Oh. Ah. No! Keeps you from getting a hangover. Whatever you gotta tell yourself, Mike. These are barroom snacks. You don't lose electrolytes if you eat these. Yeah, they are full of electrolytes, I'll tell you. But if you eat them without drinking beer, you could possibly die. I do know CPR. We'll be fine. I've got it. What? What are we talking about? Huh? There's only no CPR. I do. Mostly. I'm not giving you mouth to mouth. I'm just gonna beat on your chest. You get a beard hair in your mouth. Oh. It's like going down on a... Nope. Stop it there. Stop it there. Stop. Gotcha. Hard cut. We should do the rest of the live feed like this. Probably not. I think it's a bad idea. Anyway, so you moved back to San Diego. So the parents moved back to San Diego. I was still playing hockey. And I came back to visit. That's when I unfortunately met my ex-wife. And, yeah, it was rough. Dark time. All of us have life choices we regret. Some of us have ones that are really bad. Young and dumb. But I did end up with 2 lovely daughters. You did. That's the only good thing she's ever done. So what ended up happening was, I was still in college, and I went to UCSD, and I was living in grad student housing because I was a very non-traditional student at that point. I was like 24, with a wife and a kid in college, right? And so, my grandma died, and my dad was taking care of the property, and he's like, do you want to go live at your grandmother's house? Because I'm really getting sick and tired of having to go over there and take care of that property. And I'm like, I don't know, Dad. Like, I live in fucking La Jolla, and I pay $800 in rent, and, like, this is the cushiest gigs I'm ever going to get in my life. I'm well aware that I am living the dream right now. This is amazing. So my dad's like, okay, I'll let you live in the house for fucking free. I'm like, well, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with free. Like, what's my favorite price? Free $99. So, where did I put my weed pen? The thing about this house is it has a garage. And this garage is where, when I was a kid, I used to, like, fuck around with my grandpa's bench grinder and, like, grind pieces of wood into shivs and stuff. So I have a history of making really terrible knife-like things. I was like, I don't like Grandma. I'm going to stab her at dinner. They put some holes in their screens and things like that. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Would you like some of this? No, I didn't think so. Just beer. Just beer for tonight. Because some of us have to drive home. Yeah, just to make sure you're safe. Safety first. Safety third. Safety could be a consideration. So, it's in that garage. That's where I started Ferrum Forge in 2009. That's my origin story.
So, there was the origin story as a chipmunk.
You're welcome.
That was a lot of fun. Like that actually, that almost killed me there.
You're sorry your ass, don't you? You really sorry your ass.
I thought, I laughed so hard I thought I was going to fucking die. Like I had the little silverfish. I was like, I'm gonna pass out. You guys are gonna see me like fall out of my chair and shit. Like, oh, Mike's having a fucking heart attack. It's all this salt and those fucking plums.
They are really salty. They are so salty.
They are. They're delightful. I love it.
You
Okay.
want to eat the rest of mine? Because I'm definitely not going to eat that.
You don't have AIDS, right?
Last time I checked.
Okay, good. I don't want to catch that shit again. Don't say that to a prostitute. That'll get you kicked out of the brothel. Trust me. Like literally. I had a friend do that shit. And we were asked to, I was like, this is the only place that serves cold beer.
No sense of humor.
No sense of humor. Not at all.
Terrible. Okay. What now?
Let's make fun of your brother. I mean, he's not here to defend himself. That's
My brother. So I love my brother. He's 6 years younger than me, and he looks about 12 years older.
And he acts like he's 7.
Oh my god, such an old man. And look, the daddening.
Oh, he skipped the daddening. He went to the
grandpa.
He went straight to the granddaddening. He didn't even do the daddening. He went straight to the granddad.
So he just had his first kid, and she is absolutely adorable. She is just translucent, so white, with like the Williamson blue eyes, like just bright blue eyes. So she's really, really cute. She's all chubby and shit right now. The only time it's cool to be chubby.
Why does it look like you have brown eyes in this video?
It
doesn't.
Let's
like
get in closer.
Yeah, look. I swear.
So she's really, and she's getting in that phase like you know when they start like discovering their hands and things, and they're all like,
and they grab shit, which is why I haven't went over to see, because that's about the time that they grab a hold of your beard and they will not let go, and you're like, ah,
that's cute, baby.
I hate babies.
Bitch,
right
I'm
now.
gonna put you in a sleeper hole.
Chris, come collect your child. She's hurting my face.
Oh yeah. So the granddaddening is happening to him at this point. It's absolutely insane. I'm like, hey Chris, what are you doing on
That
Friday?
was way more than I fucking needed. If you see the size of that cloud that just came out of my head,
Oh boy,
it's gonna get fucking real weird.
get ready.
Sorry. Anyway,
Yes, I am 40. That is true. My birthday is on the 24th. I will officially be 40.
Jim's birthday was Wednesday.
He's a
Jim's
February birthday guy. But yeah. So Chris is so fucking old. Like, okay, so I was at their house because we moved all of our equipment. We moved out of our space in Kearney Mesa and put all the shop equipment into a garage. We have an office now. So we're there working on shit. And like that fucking baby is so distracting. Because when she's like awake and happy, I'm like, woo, you just want to play with it. Like she's really fun at this point. Everything is amazing. She has great facial expressions. She's like, ooh. So you're like running this kid around. Look at this, and she's like, ooh. You're like, wow, this kid is really fun. And yeah, so not much.
Cool. So you need to let me come over because I have a couple things I need to analyze.
Look, you're not gonna like the Anno setup. It is so bush league at this point compared to what you're used to.
I need to get blue and bronze. I'm pretty sure I'll be okay.
It's bad. Like the struggle has been real. I was trying to get like a kind of toxic-esque green. Refinish the part like 15 times. Like, this is horse shit. What are you doing?
This is horse shit. I don't believe this shit. What the fuck is going on around here? I'm gonna have to put a boot in someone's fucking ass.
Like, because we used to have something so dialed in at the
God, it
shop.
was so good. Like, you didn't even have to think. You're like, you just walk over. You're like 14 volts. That's that. Fucking 22 volts. That's that. 105. There's my green. And Bob's your uncle, a fucking magical fucking looking knife came out. And I'm like, if people knew how easy it was for me to refinish their knife and get them the colors they want on titanium, they would not pay me the $100 to refinish their knife. But I don't know if you've ever tried to take a Brian Nadeau fucking knife apart. That $100 that I charged on them fucking knives was fucking well worth it. How many times I have to buy new
these
pivots?
goddamn things together.
Why the fuck can't I get this pivot out of this fucking knife? How many times did I have to reorder pivots? Not just like, I've never had such a fucking hard time getting a knife apart. I'm like, Elliot's
You
like,
give it to me, and I'm like, oh, I'll get it. I'll get it. No,
He hands
No,
it back to me. He's like, "Good
All right,
fucking
this thing's
luck."
fucked. You need to put that to the press, dude. You gotta get the hammer. Like, it's just in there.
I was in this shop one time. I was trying to put a
It's
knife
fucking
back.
friction welded in there. It's done.
I was in this shop one time, put a knife back together, and I had put a piece of cardboard above and below, under, like in between, sandwiched it, and I had a fucking rubber mallet, and I'm just pounding this fucking
shit.
And Elliot's like, "Did I just see you use a fucking hammer to put a knife back together?" And I turned and looked at him. I was like, "The shit I've seen you do with a fucking knife, I don't want to hear a fucking word." His brother looked at him and he goes, "He's not wrong." And Elliot was like, "That's fine."
Fair enough.
Yeah, I have absolutely used a knife to put a customer's a hammer to put a customer's knife back together, I should say.
Look, it's sometimes needs must. You know,
Oh,
you got to do what you got to do. Make it work.
These guys are like, "I like these tight tolerances for this and that." I'm like, I fucking hate you right now. I kind of wish that your father had fucking used a condom or your mother had swallowed. I really hate you right now.
There's press fit and then there's friction weld. They're very
And
different.
then there's however Brian Nadeau was doing his shit. I'm so glad. I told Brian, I was like, "I'm so glad you don't make many of your own knives anymore." Along the same lines of I was so glad when Jeff over at Tough Thumb started making his own knives so he'd stop fucking up other people's. He kind of got upset at first when I told him that the first time I actually talked to him, and he was like, "You know what though? You're not too far off the mark."
Oh, Jeffrey.
So, what's going on here? We lost a bunch of people. Also, the Navy. What are we talking? The Navy decommissioned all the subs and converted them to Subway restaurants to feed people during toxic rain season. Are you? Well, he just got out of rehab. He may have relapsed. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
Fair enough. It's fair enough. I mean, the kind of people that would be watching us do this
at
on a
fucking
Friday night.
10 o'clock on a Friday night. You're like, these are the guys that don't. These are it's that either can't or aren't allowed to go to bars. Like, I got banned.
I mean, if I'm being super honest, the only reason I'm here is because the doctor's out of town.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Oh, we're getting married.
I kind of saw that coming.
Everybody did, right?
I kind of saw that coming when I told you needed to fucking pursue that.
Yeah.
Elliot wouldn't be getting married if it wasn't for me. Like, you're welcome, by the way. Oh, I'm pretty sure that I told you that you owed it to yourself to do that.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah. And you. Yeah. And I pushed you that direction.
Do it.
You're welcome.
Amazing move.
I do believe that your divorce was me telling you, like, "Hey, usually I don't fucking agree with divorce, but I think in your case,
But in your case,
I'm going to go against my better judgment and say you probably should do that." Yeah, that's
it's a good idea.
two good pieces of advice. And also the cheating thing. When I told you about like the whole, like if the person that's like if you are constantly questioned by someone and they think you're cheating, that's probably
you were right.
I have had more bad relationships than any three people should have. I've learned the signs and symptoms. I just push them. I definitely. Are we? Is it time? You
It's just really fun.
got a hole in your lip?
Yeah.
What happened?
Alcohol. That's good shit too.
God, that's good. You should. This shit is $70 a case.
I didn't believe it.
$70 a fucking case. I can't do it. It's good. What do you got here? Who's here? He won $600 with knives off me, and so did he. That was a good giveaway. I hit 10,000K. I hit 10,000K. I'd like to hit 10,000K subs. I could do a video and then just not have to do anything for a month. Imagine if I had 10,000K subs. That's like well over $1 million.
The most.
10,000K. That's 10,000, 1,000. So 100,000. Is it 100? Somebody do the math for me.
10,000 thousand. What is it?
What's the 10,000 thousands? And they're like, that's
10,000.
That's 10. I think that's 10,000. Just add the zeros. Add the 0 to 1,000. It's 10,000. No. I don't fucking know. I don't math. It's is there 1
10 million.
So there's 1, 2, 3. No, it's 100,000. That doesn't sound right.
Where's my pen?
I don't know. Awesome giveaway. Anyway, this is what happens when you get me and Elliot together. Save me one of those beers, please. You've got like 5 of them that are yours.
Mike, I got that.
What?
I have to do
Go ahead. I can do this.
that.
I can do this. I had something I was going to show you guys anyway. Ooh, hey, Maker's Choice Archbishop. Fucking cut me out of fucking alignment and shit. There we go. Whoop, woohoo, whoop. It's 10 million. There you go. Officer Nav says it's 10 million. I don't max. You're having your own BS session. So this is fun. I want to have Elliot here in the shop for more live feeds. And this one might run long. So you guys are more than welcome to hang out. He doesn't know this yet, but I want you guys to suggest garbage knives for him to look at. So when he comes back, Jay Corskadden. Jay Corskadden. I probably spelled that or pronounced that incorrectly. Damn it. There was a little bit left. Let's see here. The knife channel time? No. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if we want to subject Elliot to Cutlery Corner Network. So I just kind of want to, like, you guys put up a knife, and then we'll actually Cutlery Corner Network would probably be better. You guys, let's see when Elliot comes back, because here's the thing. There's still beer in the cooler. And I'm pretty sure that make Elliot watch Jod. All right. Y'all want to do that? That's fine with me. I don't care. We do this fun. If you guys have not seen the video, I put up a video about this today. That looks really cool. Hey, there has been a request for us to view something together as a group. Sit down.
Take your dick out. I'm gonna reel up.
No. Well, it's fucking. I don't have the right kind of lens to film that. Oh, we don't want to. That's the last thing I wanted to put up there. So the request has been that we check out Jod and see what Jod's up to.
Who?
Jod.
What?
Jod.
Who?
Jod Boone. Jod Boone, the God Emperor of the knife community. Over at the Cutlery Corner Network. Oh, it is Jod. Oh my goodness, here we go. Jod Boone. I'm bringing it up, boys. I'm bringing it up.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good, right? Like, we watch this every Wednesday for an hour. So my first hour of my life feeds us bullshitting. The last hour,
you're going to have the belt buckle that's going to be discontinued.
It comes with a belt buckle, boys.
And then you have all the 1991s, 1994s, there's 96, there's 97 on these incredible patterns that you cannot go back in time.
These
you
rare
cannot remanufacture at only $940.
These are rare Winchester knife showcase knives
there
with a belt buckle.
Don't
I would put the
hesitate
cowboy hat on
them if you can.
I can't do it.
Get gone. 1120 and a 2.
Gun conchos on it. Those
very well done.
What's that?
That is
right there. Something special.
Oh, wait.
The way I look at it.
Did you get to see the Woo of the Week?
At 1995,
the Woo of the Week. I have a Woo of the Week.
That's really
I got
it's
the
just
Woo
all out
of the
cool.
Week.
It's a handy dandy, and we'll
Where's
pay
my
you
Woo of the
shipping
Week?
and handling. And you'll
You
own
gotta
the
see
knife
that.
at less than $20. The second round on it, and the first round did exactly what we knew it would do. And this one's taken off just like the first time, folks. It'll probably be the last time that we'll do it for something way into later into this year.
And
Put
I'm
that on your invoice,
absolutely
please. I mean, heck,
amazed.
why not?
Oh, yeah.
I'm amazed at how that has held up.
Rainbow packer wood. That is huge.
That is okay. Now that is frost wood.
That is
bi-colored frost wood.
Years and years and years.
I call it
Yeah, it's a
tricolor
whole
rich light.
bunch of
It's got
blades,
more
folks.
than
Once
three
you
colors.
look at every
Chip
single one of
away
these,
cutlery.
you're
Chip away
gonna
cutlery.
guarantee,
It's
$268, and then we're going to give you
Look
a
at that
58
thing.
Look
if
at
it's
that.
not
That is
gone
They've
up.
seen it.
That
They
is
bought
a
it.
Holy
handmade
contoured
display,
handle.
handmade
It's
USA,
actually not
from
uncomfortable.
S&D. All right, now look at these frames. We got that classic version of the
You guys
old
hear us?
Jack
Which
knife,
is-
like you see in the blue.
Are we loud enough? Because I cannot. I absolutely cannot tell which one. If that's loud enough.
Product was, and they'll continue to do so. That's
Can you
gonna be
guys
the
hear
limited
us
ones
or
right
just?
now.
I mean,
The
we
Jack
shouldn't
knife
talk
that you
over
just
John.
saw.
Look
it's
at
gonna be
them.
done in
Look at that
Iran.
one. Look at that one.
There's
Elliot,
the
look
Hawkeye.
at that thing.
Yeah, that takes me
Full
back in
metal.
time. You
Damn.
have an all natural white
Ew.
speed bone money clip with a file in the blade.
You
You're
know,
going
you
to
know,
have
there's a
the
dude with that
old
Ain't doing coke for the blade.
Copper holsters on it. They're hard to come by. As they go around and around.
Key bumps were
and
the
around,
original
these are
microdose.
absolutely 100% totally guaranteed. I want you to look at this set. So I tell you
I
what.
told everyone we're probably
gonna
going a little
do
late. And they were
everybody
like,
out
why?
there
I
a
was like,
good
because they're
deed,
still
as we
weirdly
do,
cool.
do all the time anyway. We're going to offer, and we've not done this in a while.
No,
the
no,
flex
John.
payment.
I
We're
mean,
gonna
I can
give
see
you
you
the
being
option,
confused, but that's not cheap.
to purchase this item and at $134 plus the shipping and handling unless you purchase
Collector's
the freight night. I think
Paradise.
that would be a
Thank you
good
very
deal.
You're welcome.
On this set, people buying the freight night.
I heard
So,
I heard
but
the
if you
emptiness.
don't, it's $134 charge to your car. for shipping and handling.
$268.
It's going to be like
Nothing
a 30-day
sense.
time period before you're charged the
A
additional
4 and a 3. I guarantee he's
$134
gonna.
only.
Is he gonna do the 4 and
All
a
right,
3?
so you have extended
Item number.
amount of time.
Don't let me down, John.
To pay for this collection. You got plenty of time to check it out and to look at it.
Don't let me
We
down,
have
John. It's
copperheads,
Todd
we have
Boone, but
torchbone, we have blue bone, we have a muskrat, we have Coke bottle frames and second cut. Oh, we got the little lady leg knives. It's going to be done in the sheep pearl. We've got the ponies.
What are the
There's gonna
words
be
that
the
are coming
ponies
out of
that
this
like
man's
Just
mouth?
keep coming.
it's going to be done in the
Wait.
guys aluminum, the greens, the reds. We have tailbone
He's gonna do-
trappers,
when he does the
three-blade
fucking-
stockmans and buffalo.
He always does it with.
bone stag
let's see how he
resin. We
does
have
it.
another
A
completely
4 and a 3.
steel frame known as the Hornet. We have the Road Runner that we're going to be doing as well. There's going to be a Barlow that's
The
been
Road
included
Runner.
in this particular collection. Additional.
I was making fun of
You
Jim.
got
So I was like, this is what you were like when you sold fucking watches.
Blue titanium
He doesn't think it's
coating
funny.
on it. We're at $7
Now
and
look,
a nickel, folks. So look
I
at what we're doing.
absolutely went and Googled
$877 a retail
Quality
value,
World of Watches with Jim
$258
Skelton.
price
Oh,
tag.
we
You
watched
don't
we
have
watched
to
it.
pay
We
for
watched it
all
on live
right
feed,
now.
and then somebody texted.
$7 and
Somebody
a nickel
Wait.
breakdown price for the pocket knives. Keep in mind, bear in mind, the 12 by 18 red oak display. It's $58.75, and we are going to include it. But
You
you
can
know, we're
open
not
it.
going to have
That's-
500 of these.
you're gonna
folks.
open
We're
that
not
one
gonna have
time
300
and
of
never
these,
close
anything
it.
like that.
Rubbing off.
No, because that's a whole heck of a lot of pocket knives.
119
Give us a call,
4
look at
and a
it. That's all
3.
I ask. Just look at it. 111
Just look at it.
111 on Collector's Paradise.
He didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
I'm
This
let.
guy.
I
We're
feel
done.
let down.
We're
Fucking
done.
bolt.
Right now at
Go with this
198.
guy.
So Michael Prater-
Old money price
Ooh,
tag on this
is that-
is 1,800.
That's that mammoth.
Yeah, the molar. Now this is
So
going to be
Michael
the
Prater-
vertical
I- I've
mammoth
said-
molar.
Everybody's like, Michael Prater is a knife, custom knife maker. I was like, no, he makes handles. Garbage knife. Is that a hand and a rooster? Hand and a rooster. Yes, a hand and a rooster.
101.
That's a fucking $12 knife that he put a handle on.
Put $200 a mammoth on.
commodities. Look at that. It's from
Who the
Woolly
fuck puts
folks.
mammoth tooth on a
Here we
$12
are,
fucking knife?
2023.
Well, you see, it's $200 a mammoth,
Oh,
and then the
wait.
knife is
Yeah,
a
that's
negative.
like
That's how you get
Did you see the tip on it? Did you see the tip on it?
I tried to.
Watch.
Yeah,
No, no, watch.
It's going to be the
Watch, here it comes.
vertical,
Oh,
which,
see, it won't
and
show up
people
because
like
it is
both
fucking
ways.
round
It's
as
gonna be-
fuck.
We're running out of this pattern from
Thank
what
God.
I'm understanding. The 5019.
If they shoot it from the side, you'll be able to see it.
50, 101
Come on.
for fixed blades for hen and rooster.
Did you see how
a
blunted
hot
that tip? You
commodity.
did like,
Look at
yeah,
that.
and
It's
then we'll
from
go
the
slow.
woolly mammoth, folks. Look at that. We've got
Look at
jet, and then we're going to have the chevron wood.
I don't
with
wanna look
arrows
at
They're
in
not
it,
showing
and
the
that
tip of it. They're
411
like, this motherfucker
So
is
this will be German
goddamn
steel.
blunt as fuck
And,
at the end.
You know, molars,
It's as sharp as these
molars
scales.
available right now. Not like it was the tree ring.
Show it. Come on, show it.
You'll
Show
see
it.
some
Look at
tree
that.
ring throughout this.
Look at
section.
the fucking
Shows,
tip
yeah,
on it.
Tree
That's a
rings
safety
getting
tip, Mike. You know
little
about
bit,
those?
I said
little bit hard to
European.
come
That's
by.
that English
That's what I
knife.
call a
That's that
pleather
Britain.
sheath on this one.
My
Again, old
knife is
money
empty.
price
My beard's
tag,
empty. I should have probably not gotten
$198.
into
It's
that weed.
special. It's unique. It's out of the ordinary. It's a
Famous
handle
last
material,
words from
folks,
Michael.
from a woolly
Well, I didn't
mammoth.
say I wasn't going to do it
I
again.
mean, who would have ever thunk it? Less than
Who?
$200.
Look at
So
Michael.
11180. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for a gift.
Don't
I
you
know
dare
how
make fun of
customers
Jod.
like it. And there'll be coming a point, I think, one day.
That's Jod
it's-
Boone.
we're not
Jesus
gonna have it,
Christ, I did it again.
you know, in that handle.
Okay,
we
can you stop
received
watching
some,
this? It makes me
some
sad. I
knives
mean,
Does
in
it?
from Kate.
Does it?
She's
Does
done
it?
chestnut
See?
bones,
I told you
chestnut.
this wasn't going to work
This
out.
is not
Makes
one
me
that
so
we've
sad.
not had before.
sad because they can't have John Boone hawking my knives.
John's. We could email him.
Now this right here, it's got that titanium, guys. That is the same thing they make the space
Oh,
shuttles out.
they go nuts. They go nuts when they get one in D2. They're like, these are the first ones I've done in D2. That's I was like, motherfucker, they've been making D2 knives for.
High-end tool steel.
It's
right
a high end tool. It's like the best thing you can get. I'm like, no, because you not, John. You should have watched my video about steels that people shit on.
Hey, you know what?
That's a good title for it.
I'm not going to bullshit you. These are actually going to come out in D2.
Is it?
I'm doing them in D2. How dare you?
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You know, there's only like 5,000 fucking lackeys out in the world in D2, and they're all faring relatively well.
Mine's in Damascus. Because I'm not a fucking peasant.
Wow. Yes, it is a full 30 hat. So the guys that did your t-shirts,
Yeah.
right? We got t-shirts done by them, and this was in the box, and I'm like, actually, that's a nice hat. I really like that. I have no idea what the fuck full 30 is.
Full 30 was
I just like the hat.
it was a competitor to YouTube, but for firearms, and then basically they're like, we can't fucking do this, and so they got into Jixie, and so it's basically a section of Jixie now, and they're like, hey, when are you gonna do your shit? And I was like, when you make it easier for me to fucking upload shit, because guess what I can do on Rumble? This shows up on Rumble in 6 hours. You know what I have to do? Fucking nothing. Do you know what else comes with it? The tags, the affiliate links, all the stuff that's down below. I don't do a fucking thing. It's called auto syndication. Or like, well, we're getting around to that. I'm like, well, when you do, you'll see my entire library of fucking videos go over. But I'm not. It would take me 45 minutes to upload shit to their fucking platform, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this.
You know what? You see these time frames, and I think
30 minutes on top of all the other shit that I have to do when I can just
think back to when like I first started making YouTube videos. Like, holy shit.
Well, I want you to think about that's an extra
3 days later.
Well, that's because you're
12%. Okay.
Yeah. That's
We're
true.
almost there. We're crushing it.
That is true. It is much easier now.
Kids.
Well,
The
that's
kids
just
these
'cause-
days, they will never know the struggles that we went through.
They will never understand the term baud rate. If you see something listed as baud rate, like, fuck me, this email's never going to like if you were trying to email something critical to somebody and it was going on baud rate, you're like, I better just go buy a phone, like a fucking a phone card, like a prepaid phone card, because that video that information I'm trying to email right now will not make it there in time. I need to call. What was this? Excuse me while I raise my pinky while I cut things, you peasants. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Oh, so Nico and I are planning another Inland Empire YouTube / knife meetup in person. So I there you go, Nico. He's been notified.
I know.
Yeah, now he knows. There's gonna be like a raffle, stuff like that. Like fucking when you. So here's the plan. Nico and I were talking about it. You're gonna get there, you get your entry, and with the entry, you get 2 entries into the raffles and a certain amount of drinks that you don't have. Like drinks come with it, and then after that, there'll be like drawings and stuff like that.
You got Kershaw Leak later?
Do I have a Kershaw Leak? I haven't. My dad's Kershaw Leak was around here somewhere, and I haven't seen it since we moved.
I got one on my desk.
Why?
Why? Was someone asked if I could review a Kershaw Leak? There's things I like about Kershaw Leak.
It's like cheap. And
I mean, one of the
the
knives
cut's okay.
that got me into knife making was some other fucking Ken Onion design from Kershaw.
No, it was the Kit. It was the Kit Carson.
Well,
that's what got you
one.
into flipper knives.
That's
The Kit
what-
Carson
I
M16.
like that one, but there's another Ken Onion design. I can't remember the name of it.
Nico said possible hotel rooms. So any of you guys that are fucking deviants, you can all like hang out in somebody's room, make it look like that end scene from fucking The Shining, where like the bear and the fucking dude, like fucking you're going down on a bear. Like, hey, who knows? Y'all are a bunch of fucking weirdos. And everybody that watches my live feeds are like, this is normal. And you're like, how do they watch this?
You choose to watch that shit.
You choose to watch this because they know that's how weird I am. That's just what popped into my head. But hey, oh, okay. I thought you were going for a nipple there for a second. I was like, no, I don't need a.
I'm a gentleman.
Gentlemen, I'll stroke your beard first. Well, when did this become a knife show? Yeah, usually my live feeds aren't real knife centric because I'm pretty tired of knives by the time I get around to doing a live feed.
I get it.
It's a lot. I see a lot of knife stuff by the time we get around to doing a live feed on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There's a lot of times that I'd rather do something else.
They're literally my life.
It's nice to have a
take
break.
step
This is my break. What do you got here? It would be at a Motel 6 too, so even better. We'll leave the light on because if we turn it off, the roaches will come in.
I don't know. When was the last time you stayed at Motel 6? Man, them shits are getting expensive.
I don't know if you noticed, but fucking so is everything fucking else.
Yeah, that's true.
People, you know what? I want to
I've
address this since like I think that a lot of the folks that are in a knife hobby don't think about this, but like as knowing the cost of things, having made knives, things like this. So I had a bunch of people that were flipping out. They're like, I can't believe it. Why would Chris Reeve change the price of a knife on a pre-order? And I'm like, have you seen what the price of eggs have done lately? It's like, okay, so having like getting ready to do a run of knives, what is the fucking increase in cost generally now that the economy has fucking decided it's going to take a shit?
So I get a little bit of what's the word I would use for this, like distance from the shit that goes on in our economy since they're being made overseas. But still, like all the steels that are going in them are coming from Germany or the US. And so, yeah, like the prices of all of that shit. I'm still about halfway
Still
through
good?
this. Okay. Put that back in the ice. Don't
Okay, I was just thinking.
don't fuck it up.
I had to give you a question before I went.
I see what you did there. You're such a good host. Look at you. So there's a little bit of mitigation that's going on there cost-wise and stuff. But yes, the prices of everything have ticked up. And we're actually going to release 2013 pricing to our dealers and distributors at the end of the month. That's our plan because things do have to go up. Like we're looking at some margins on some products and going, oh my God, like this is getting next to nothing. We got to make some changes. Like the one that has some of the most compelling changes that have gone to it is the Lackey actually. So we have to answer this email several times a day. When we first started producing the Lackey, we had soft loops on it. And like I was able to get those soft loops for a relatively low price. And so they were built into the price of the knife and it was great. Through COVID, the price of those went through the roof, the soft loops, because it turns out they're really only made by like one person. And bro can charge whatever he wants for them, right? Because they're not made anywhere else. And just despite my best efforts to find them made anywhere else, he was like the only guy making them. So dude can charge whatever he wants. So he tripled the price of them, which would have forced us to actually raise the price of a Lackey during a what we would call a downturn. And we're like, we can't raise prices on the
What are you talking? The screws?
We're talking about soft loop.
Oh, soft loop. Oh yeah.
You know my soft loop. You know my loop struggles, bro.
Oh Jesus Christ.
My loop struggles.
Yeah. How many sets of fucking soft loops did I help you make up? Jesus Christ. I walked into his shop one day and Elliot's like, good, you're here. And I'm like, I don't like the way that sounds.
Grab a screwdriver.
He's like, I have beer and here's a screwdriver. And Jesus, like 3 hours, I was like, fuck me, I'm tired of this. You're like, bro, I've been here since 5. And I was like,
I've been here since Tuesday, bro.
Such a nightmare.
Yeah. So anyway. So we had to make this choice. It was like, okay, either we start purchasing these at their triple price and raise the price of the Lackey, or we omit them and then we can actually decrease the price of the Lackey by a couple of bucks, and so it'll end up being a wash, and it should kind of actually counterbalance some of the inflationary pressures we were seeing on that product. We're still there. Like I'm still actively looking for some place to actually. So I have the buttons, the snaps, right? The pull-on dots. I have them. I found where they were made, and I was able to buy them directly from the manufacturer. Buying the PVC coated nylon material that they're made out of, it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. They make it in fucking miles in China.
All you need is a punch. Just get a punch made. Just punch
I
those
need
out
to
all
find
day.
a company to just cut and punch. Nope, can't find anybody to do it. Nobody wants to do it.
That's
I mean,
because,
I've been looking at this for years at this point now.
because
We're
everybody
like 2
was
years
getting all
ago.
that stimulus money, and they're like, "I'm not doing that pedestrian." I would do that all fucking day. I could listen to music and fucking watch YouTube videos and just like chunk, chunk. I would do that all fucking day.
I mean, well, like ideally, I'd want it done in China so that it could be just moved right over to We Knife, and then they could actually put it in the packaging for me. So I didn't have to sit there and stuff those things, because historically we've had to sit there and stuff those things, and it's It's the worst day ever.
Hand it to me.
I'll give you both.
Jay, this is what happens when you show up late. You should have been here on time.
Comer.
We already
look at the buttons.
We already talked about these. You're gonna have to rewind it and watch it again. And now you should drop a super chat just because of your bad behavior. I'm kidding. You do not have. Please don't think. Anytime I'm talking about that, please don't think I'm being serious.
Just to make it clear, like this is actually going to be the last liner lock that comes out for a long, long time. I'm actually going to do linered button locks pretty much from here on out. So there would be a stingered linered button lock. There's going to be some specific models that are new that are going to be liner button locks. There's so much stuff that's going to come out that's button lock because I have fallen back in love with button locks.
We were just talking about that. I have to. You know what did it? The CJRB logo and the Beg Letter XL button locks are both fucking stellar.
Some banging button locks coming out.
That the fucking Jim made fun of me because you know he hates Kaiser. But the Kaiser Beg Letter XL button lock was my number 3 for knife of the year. It took 3rd place. And it's just because it was such a good knife.
The thing that sealed the deal for me was the mini malice that we knives come out with. So like they're so cute. I love it. They're like, hey, so we have the malice, which is a 3.5-inch bladed full titanium frame lock. We have the odium, which is a 2 and a little bit more inch bladed liner lock in D2 for this Vivi brand. They're like, we want something in between, like a 3-inch blade.
Does odium mean foul smell? Because it just seems like it should.
No, it means hatred, anger.
Oh, just like malice. Oh, yeah. That's like only.
I was
only
looking for synonym.
I'm just not as angry as I was when I was the malice. Now I'm
okay.
angry.
And actually,
Okay.
I'll give Brandon Sanderson a free plug here. So he's an author that I like a lot. Some of you might be familiar with his work. He actually has one of his main evil gods in his
franchise.
What does he call it? It's not the universe. He's got a. I blame the beer on this one. If anybody knows Brandon Sanderson work, Casimir. Never mind. Got it. Casimir. In his Casimir, he's got the bad guy god is named Odium. And so I happened to be listening to a Brandon Sanderson novel, and I was like, I need a name for this knife. And I wanted to be related to anger, malice, these sorts of things. Odium came up. It's actually a Latin word. I was like, boom, there it is. That's the word.
I don't know if you notice, Elliot uses Latin a lot.
I do.
Because, well, Elliot learned Latin, and he was like, I got to do something with this
fucking shit.
Like my dad took Latin in high school, and I was like, why'd you do that? He goes, because I thought it would be cool. And I was like, has it ever served you a purpose? He goes, only if I'm hearing someone talk about some mental disorder or if you're getting medicine. And I was like, oh, okay.
See, yeah, we got some B-San friends up in here. So like, there's an entire series of Brandon Sanderson stuff, the Mistborn series.
Yeah, well, we did. Okay, wait. Will is a fucking geek. I love him, but I've seen him in person, and it's just like he fits right into that cookie cutter mold of that guy that you're like, you've got lightsabers,
widespread
and you
hatred
play
and
with them.
disgust. Very good.
Yeah.
You've done it, Dopey. You've done it.
Like you have a lightsaber and you play with it in the barn. Like I'm just kidding, Will. I love you, bro. It's a good dude. Yeah, but you and I, see, that's the whole thing. You and I are big enough we can be geeks. Like when somebody's like, oh, you're a fucking nerd, and you're like, yeah, what's up? And they're like, yeah. Like the two of us unfold out of our chairs when somebody says, we're like, I have picked the wrong pony.
Yeah.
The
mini malice.
The mini malice.
So they're like, how about we do the malice? Right, we'll make it a Wii knife branded one. We'll do it full tie. And I was like, hey, how about we make it a button lock? Because they had some prototype button locks that I got to handle before everybody else did because they sent them to me and I was the one who brought them to Glacier West. And so, yeah, I took What are we doing, gentlemen? Let's see what we're doing.
Don't you dare say that.
That's not the preferred nomenclature. I'm sorry. Really insensitive.
No, you've got to be so fucking careful. I mean, my live feeds are usually demonetized anyway. That's why people donate. I mean, I don't make
did you
fucking penny.
Did you think that this was going to be able to be monetized? Bringing me on this shit?
I haven't been able to monetize. Here's the thing that upsets me is they demonetize my videos, but YouTube still runs ads, and they're like, "Oh, you can't curse in the first 15 seconds," but they have an ad of Courtney Cox talking about the first thing that is said in the goddamn fucking commercial is her going, "I think the ghost is fucking my husband," and I'm like, So you can run that ad on my videos, but I can't say that at the beginning of my video. Fuck you, YouTube. You goddamn cocksuckers. What was this?
Yeah, see, look, I've directed this conversation to super nerdy.
See?
Sorry.
Yeah. For Jay's indiscretion.
Here we go. Anyway.
What is it? How much was that? 5? You know what? Because
we haven't had one in a while. We're getting some hell's bells. It's not as loud that way. Well, it probably is, just not as grating. That was disturbing. So I'm going back to this big brain.
Sanderson shit, because I really appreciate the Mistborn novels
I
because
gotcha.
they revolve around metals.
hey, man.
I appreciate that.
Hey, if they want to keep throwing super chats, I don't care. You've got a whole nother beer in the cooler. You're welcome. Anyway, go ahead. As you were saying. Oh,
Revolve
shit.
around
Does
metals.
that mean I have to fucking initiate conversation again?
Mike, make words with mouth.
Fuck. I should have not hit that fucking weed pen. What is this? I think it's about times for Bubble Power Hour.
What's Bubble Power? No, I don't want to know, do I? I don't want to.
Probably don't want to. I had to build. Okay, so I have a couple of paying members that have access to my Gilded server, which is like Discord, and I had to build them their own chat room because they were driving me fucking insane because I could not fucking follow the main chat, and it was like it. So I built them a bouncy ball room because I'm pretty sure one of them did enough coke that they can't calm down, and the other one, well, the pharmacological things his brain does for him without the need of outside medication also does that. And I love them both because they're amazing. You just can't do movie night on like a stream like this because you can't even watch a movie. Like, I'm just gonna turn the fucking movie off and I'm gonna watch these two idiots talk.
It's more
And then you hit some of the giggle grass and you just lean back and you're like, this is what I needed.
See, Will B knows. He knows about it.
Yeah, Will's a good dude. You were telling me about this one. That was the one. Yeah. I started to read it. I just don't have fucking time to read because I can't.
The Wheel of
do
Time
audiobooks.
series? Oh, fucking Christ. There's so many of them. I've got like 3 books deep in. I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth.
All right, Nico, I'm fucking sending you an invite. Let's see here. I can't remember.
But Mike, I can't see myself anymore.
Well,
so
that's
I
it.
think
You're
I'm not
still
gonna
there.
know.
You're still there. Trust me. Trust me. Where's my fucking? I need you to text me your email address. Where's my phone?
Where's my phone, guys?
the-
Oh my gosh, I can't find my phone. I know where your phone is, Mike. Over there being charged.
Oh, there it is.
This is why you keep me around. If only you all could have seen that maneuver.
My fucking headphone cord got caught. It's strong.
See, I was the one worried about wrecking the entire setup. Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
Never mind.
All right, Nico, text me your email address.
You know how Nico's email?
No, I don't. Well, I probably.
It's on your fucking Gmail. Just type in Nico.
I don't think
What
that's
is-
how.
That's what it is in mine. There's
Is
type in
it?
Nico and it fucking pops up.
Let's see if I can do this. I hope you guys are still there. I hope I didn't actually shut this off.
Oh,
Are you guys
Christ
still there?
almighty.
I just want to make sure y'all were still. Oh, I almost did it though.
Professional, he says to me. Look at my pro setup, bro.
Come on, give me a break. Nico? Well, why didn't it put the fucking link in it? Don't save. Okay, I'm working it. There it is.
So you know, like when you try and help your grandpa or your grandma, like do something with a piece of technology. That's what I'm watching right now.
I'm gonna punch you in
What
the
I'm watching
fucking
right
throat.
now.
I've never emailed him from here.
You've never.
I've only ever emailed him from my. Nico, I'm gonna text it to you. I got you. It's like a monkey with tools. Stop calling me, Nico. I got it. I'm working on it. I got it. I'm gonna send it to myself and then I'm gonna text it to you. Huh? No, you're not, because it's a different server. Like every time it's a different link.
Really? Mastery of the digital domain.
Hey. Stop talking. You're making it more difficult.
Yes. My words.
I'm here. We have to do this. Now I have to send this.
This is a bad game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Is there a good game of Dungeons and Dragons?
You have no idea.
So my sister was dungeon master one time for her husband's fucking.
And for those who don't know, the only person worse than Michael is Michael's sister.
She's horrible.
Fucking hilarious.
She is the fucking worst. She said, okay, you guys have heard me say some horrible things, and he's heard me say shit that I won't say on YouTube. And I have said things that I told him, I was like, hey, my sister he's like, Elliot's like, hang on a second. I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. And I was like, my sister said, and he goes, okay, hang on. And I'll say it. And he's like, oh my God. Why is this not working?
Well, first of all, in my order of operations for problem solving, what's the first thing we do, Mike?
Do it again.
Where's retard? Retard's here. Okay. So we've located the source of the problem. And then how do we overcome ourselves?
Got it. I got it. I'm working on getting Nico here. I'm working on it. I'm coming. Okay. I have not drank since the 10,000 sub giveaway. And I'm not drinking cheap, nasty, bullshit, watery beer.
Because he's not a peasant.
I'm not a peasant. But I also have been hitting my Giggle Grass pen. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
What is going on here? Either.
Are we playing that game from Super Troopers where they wound up getting locked in the back?
Are we playing that game?
I'm
from
gonna hit you.
Super
I'm gonna
Troopers
hit you
where
in
they
the
end up getting
mouth.
locked in the truck?
Nico, I don't know what's going on. It will not send me the link so I can send it to you. So send me your email address. I'll get this fucking figured out one way or the other. We'll keep talking as soon as I can see that Nico sent me his. What's going on? Stop it, meow.
I think we are Elliot. What? You mean like if you were to combine the two of you, that your awesomeness would create my level? Maybe. Got it. Yes, I am calling Michael a retard. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I already knew.
No,
I've known me for 48 years.
Breathtaking.
It's been amazing. I always like when I do something that makes Elliot go. I was not expecting that.
I was there when that man helicoptered a blade into his own finger.
Oh, it was a good one, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure the first thing I said was, why would you not put it backwards from the rotation of the... Never mind. Why would you do that?
All right. Well, more along the lines, why would I fucking agree to something that I knew was dangerous because a customer wanted? I had a customer that was like, I was like, do you want a lanyard hole in that blade? And he said, no. And I said, okay. And it was one of my little neck knives. I was like, okay, because once I harden it, can't do it. And he goes, after I finished the fucking heat treat, I finished the finish, and I finished the grind. He's like, hey, man, do you throw a fucking lanyard hole in that for me? And I was like, I suppose.
Very valuable lesson that day.
I thought I had it clamped out.
That's what they all say.
I was fucking wrong.
Very wrong.
I don't think I've ever been that wrong.
Well,
It was about as wrong as I've ever been. It happened, and Elliot was like, it's every knife guy knows this maneuver. Whack. And I'm like, I was like, I got to go to the hospital. And now he's like, we haven't even looked at it yet. And I was like, oh, I fucking know.
it's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
And he looked at it and he goes, well, like we were looking at it from a glance. And he goes, well, we've had worse ones in the shop. And I moved my thumb a little bit. And when it opened up, he was like, oh, no, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. You need to go to the
That's
emergency
your
room.
bone. I can see your bone
I
right
can
now.
see everything
see your
inside
bone.
your hand. Hey.
There we go.
Yo,
It's Nico, the Hobbit.
Wait, how the hell did he get in here?
Hey,
Hello.
I know that
Oh, hi,
they.
Bridget.
I did not know they sold office chairs at fucking
Exactly.
Toys R Us.
He said
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Oh, she can't hear us. That's good.
No,
She can't.
she's like, got
No, you guys have fun.
Yeah.
We're not making
I
fun
want
of
her.
her.
I want her opinion of me still high. So
I can sort
Oh.
of hear through the thing. Oops, there's a Kuda.
I'll turn it up. There you go.
No, you don't have to turn it up. We're talking about
No,
you
it's
anyway.
fine.
We're not
Yeah.
talking about her.
No, so she can hear me through the headphones.
Okay.
They're open
I
here,
don't
like
know what that
open.
means.
Your
So-
words make no sense.
It's like he put words in a boggle box, shook them up. Like, hey, this is a sentence now.
They're not closed back, so you can hear through them. You get better sound retention.
They're like Elliot's band. All chaps are assless.
Yeah, I can't
And
go to her
crotchless.
party. I don't know what.
He's like, I didn't know what the fuck we were going on. I just didn't even wear pants. Pants. It just saves time.
I'm not gonna do dishes.
All
Hi,
right, buddy.
friends.
Bye. That's,
Bridget.
fucking Zorro's like, that's hot. What? Why did we bring you in? There was something you were going to explain.
I was supposed to be talking for you. You said you needed someone to talk for you while Elliot did something.
Oh no, that was a while ago.
And yeah, I know.
You're
And now it
behind
is.
the time, bro.
So how did you not? Did you like just join the live feed and like rewind back because that was fucking forever ago?
At least in my mind, it was.
You're not even smoking weed. That was 2 days ago for me.
You're time
Like, did that
traveling
happen?
again, Michael.
I thought I slept and dreamt.
You're
that.
time traveling.
Is Nico the designated driver now?
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, only if you got
Always.
wood blocks to tie on his feet. Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones.
Hey, short round. Yeah, it works.
I'm okay.
You okay? We had a Dodge Durango. That was our first car when we moved to the States. My wife would drive it every time, and I would laugh when she would come pick me up at work because we only had the one car. And I'd be in my fucking camis, and I'd get in the car, and I'd look over, and she's driving that Dodge Durango, and all I could think was the wood block. Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones.
Oh man.
I called her
kill
short
Elliot.
round. She never saw the movie, so I got away with it. I kept calling her short round. She's like, "So do I, Nani?" I was like, "Oh, it's a nickname."
One day, I will not be shocked when I hear man in Chula Vista decapitated by wife. I will be like, it's Mike.
It's
It's
Mike.
Mike.
She used his swords.
It's fine. It happened finally.
Yeah.
It's Mike.
Finally, he pissed her off just enough.
Just remember, I want one of the car lot wavy fun
Oh,
armbands
yes.
with a fucking an arrow that says funeral.
I got you.
And one of you guys has to dress up
Gotcha.
as the Grim Reaper, and as
Ooh.
everybody gets. So
I want to
everybody,
do it. I want to do it.
this is my plan.
Right.
So everybody at the funeral sits down, and they're going to sit down. And at one point, I want Jack in the Box, the Jack in the round and round the Mulberry Bush, Monkey Chase Louise. I want that to play at increasing speed, so that everybody's like, "Is he popping out of the fucking casket? What the fuck?" And at the end of the funeral, before the graveside services, one of you has to be dressed up as the Grim Reaper and come out with a bouquet of black roses and throw it like a bouquet at a fucking wedding, so that you guys know who's next.
This is so oddly specific, Mike.
I've thought of this a lot. My sister knows too.
Did you write it down though? You
It
should
is.
write-
It's
you
in
need
writing.
detailed
It's
instructions.
in
No,
writing.
no, what with the Pop Goes the Weasel, you should at the end of it, I just pop out behind your casket and throw confetti.
Like the dude at the end of fucking like what was it? Jackass, and they take him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking
Or,
about?
or there can just be a Jack in the Box in front of the casket.
And then I'm gonna record something so that you guys can play it like in the casket, like through a
That'll
speaker.
be-
Like, I want to let me the fuck out of here. Who the fuck closed this goddamn thing? You know, shit like that. That's
Yeah.
I want to put the fun
This
in
could be like a
funeral.
Disney ride.
I want to put
You're
the
like
fun in
Pirates
my
of the Caribbean
funeral. Like
character.
that's, and if the wife decides she's gonna cremate me, one of you guys has to put a bag of fucking popcorn in my pocket. So the cremation guy that's running is like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, get some cheap weed too. That way you can have a good night.
Or right before I pass, you guys have me eat a bunch of fucking raw popcorn. That way, then they cremate me. Yeah, just like that. Like,
No, we need to talk to the coroner and just fill you full of popcorn.
that'd work too.
You guys, you're thinking about this all wrong.
Oh, okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a funnel. We're gonna shove it in his ass. And we're just gonna ram the popcorn into his anal cavity. That's how we're gonna do it.
I got news
No,
for you.
we'll just give
If
him
I'm
like a
I'm going to the
vacuum.
bathroom.
If I'm already dead, I don't fucking care what you do. Like, hey,
Exactly.
it's like all up on me. This is right there.
I am. What of it?
Ken, Michael,
So
20 bucks is
angry.
20 bucks.
Rip Torn throws confetti. Yeah, it's Rip Taylor. Rip Taylor. There you go.
God.
What are you drinking, Nico?
Green Spot.
Well, that looks hideous.
It's really good. It's supposed to be like a better Jameson. It's actually pretty good. Nice
You
and
shut your whore mouth. There's no such thing.
It's actually, it is a little bit better. It's a little smoother.
What the fuck did you do, Nico? This took a bad turn. No, like I've told you, how many times have I told you guys that's my plan for my funeral? I don't want my funeral to be like stuffy and shit. I want you guys to go to my funeral. When you come home, you're like, bro, you should have went to the fucking funeral.
Yeah.
Right?
I also want,
bro, you missed Mike's funeral, dude. Like it was the best.
Yeah.
Like I want an open bar at my funeral. Like that's not, I want it like fucking, I want you guys to treat my funeral like I treated my life. Like fucking
like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, there you go. Life is not meant to be lived like fucking, oh, look how good he looks. Like, oh, he's such a good, you don't leave a pristine body. You fucking slide sideways into your coffin being like, God damn, what a fucking ride.
No one gets out of this world alive, right?
Fuck it.
But
Jesus
I want you
Christ,
all
he's
to
fucking tall.
remember.
Like like when Elliot is here, like when I'm around Elliot, that's what I know what it's like when you hang out with me. What? Oh yeah, he's fine. Well, first of all, he's wearing boots and I'm wearing fucking
Slippers.
Sit back down. Well, that didn't work.
No. But yes, I want you all to remember everything that he's told you is the PG-13 version.
Stop, you motherfucker! I fucking knew it, and I didn't even say it. I'm like,
just
I bet he's gonna fucking act like he's fucking putting his dick in my mouth. I bet he's gonna. And I was like, in my head, I was like, it's gonna happen. You should stop him. And I was like,
hey, gotta start an OnlyFans, right, Michael? Gotta make those bills.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if I'm gonna do OnlyFans, I'm gonna figure out a way that you're locked on the page, so that you can't exit. Nothing works. Like F4, like you know, Alt F4, nothing works. Like nothing is. And I'm gonna come out naked, and until you start donating, I don't put on any clothes.
It's gonna look like
reverse
that,
stripping. I've had this in my mind for a while. It's reverse stripping. Like if you're gonna do it at a club, you got to have somebody bar the doors. Like no. And the more money you donate, the more clothes I put back on. Because I've seen me naked. It's unpleasant. It's like everybody's like, fat is sexy. I'm like, no, it's not. I have a mirror right next to the door to my shower, and I walk by it naked all the time. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not even all that fat. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not attractive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This live feed's taking a weird turn.
Well, you knew that was gonna happen when you invited me on it, you dick.
I did.
Are we out of beer?
No,
now?
there's one.
Man, I should have drove down there today.
Told you. Well,
so I learned a new one. I learned a really fun one. So my soon-to-be father-in-law, he's German.
Okay.
Well, he
should have done that with the echo on.
He's actually Canadian, but was born in Germany. And so we were in Germany drinking. They do a lot of drinking in Germany. It's great.
Licking
It's like a sport there.
Yeah, I feel
everything
this
at
deal. I get
Giger's
it.
Museum.
And in Switzerland, it's very different.
It's a different place.
It's a different country. Nico, fucking get it together.
I don't know. You just said you're licking things. So okay.
It's Europe. Europe's a country, right? Europe's a country. Nico is the Paris Hilton of our friend group.
So they got a nice word for when you need another one. Nachschub. Nachschub.
What's that mean?
Reinforcements. That's the best translation.
Fucking Germans.
Reinforcements.
I'm trying to read into this.
Because eventually you get tired of saying like "Ein mehr Bier, bitte."
Nothing sounds pleasant in German. It
No,
all
it's not
sounds
a pleasant
aggressive. It's not a
language.
pleasant.
It's
It's
not
a
a pleasant
very
language.
rough language.
Swiss German, on the other hand, it's a little more rounded on the syllables, and they got some funny sayings.
What kind of cheese do they have there?
Anyway,
Well, Swiss German, because like I'm thinking of Swiss
Switzerland?
cheese with like German, because German cheese is good, and then Swiss cheese is good, and I'm like, what would Swiss German cheese be like?
oh, in Switzerland, there's all kinds of delightful cheese.
What's Swiss German cheese?
You know Gruyere cheese?
Oh, I love Gruyere
It comes
cheese.
from Gruyere, Switzerland. Been
We
there,
know this.
done that. Amazing.
Kind of forgot you guys were here for a second. I was just having a conversation with Elliot. I was like, oh wait,
Oh,
the
we
live
know
feed.
this.
oh shit, there's a
noticed.
It happens. It happens
We
even
know
when it's
things.
just me by myself. I have
Yeah.
been doing a live feed by myself and gotten baked and completely forgot I was doing a live feed.
I don't.
And I'm like, I'll be just like sitting here and I'll turn. I was like, oh, hey guys, I forgot you were here with me. Remember the night of the weed juice? The first. Oh my god!
Yes.
A night
Best
that will
night
live in
ever.
infamy.
I knew I was in trouble when I looked over. You and I looked like it hit us the same. We were standing at the bar like this, and we went like this, and I was like,
Yes.
and he would looked at me, and I was like, are you? And he goes, really? He's like, I was like, are you? And he was like, very. And I was like, oh no. And he's like, what? And I
Yes.
was like, I've had so much more of it than you.
Not low.
Yes.
was
I
like,
remember for some
I'm
reason
so
I looked
fucked.
over at both of you when that
You
that
really
exact
did.
timing happened. You were just turned away, and then you both turned at each other, and the look of horror on both your faces was hysterical.
Sheer
And I
terror.
thought,
Sheer terror.
just the oh my god, I'm going to die.
So uncomfortably high right now.
I had. You can ask. Like everybody thinks I'm joking. Elliot, do you remember I had the box full of
He did.
scrap
You
metal?
went and grabbed a box
I
of
got.
metal, like,
I grabbed a box of cut off pieces. I grabbed a cardboard box and I filled it with chunks of cut off scrap metal, and I held it.
what's
and he's
that
like-
weird guy at the end of the bar doing? He's trying to not float away. It's fine.
Fucking one of the
fine. Everything's
one of the bartenders, remember we got Austin's girlfriend? And she's
Oh my
like
God,
a
she
robot,
was
RoboCop.
wrecked.
She's like, oh my god, turn it off. We were laughing. At any rate, I'm standing at the
Oh
end of the
God,
bar and I've
yeah,
got a
What you
box.
guys
do
do to
that.
my girlfriend? Same thing we did to ourselves, bro.
I'm holding the box, and he looks at me and he's like, "What are you doing?" This guy Austin that was running the bar. He's like, "What did you guys do to my girlfriend? Why are you holding that box?" I'm like, "It's full of metal." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't want to fall into the ceiling." He was like, "Oh my god, you have to go."
And then we started the live feed on Instagram.
Yeah, Nico decided it was a good idea to talk me into do an Instagram live feed,
Mhm.
and I had to go to my daughter's skating recital the next day, and I woke up the next morning. And I texted Elliot. I was like, "Oh my god,
Still
I am still high."
Mhm.
it
23
lingered. It
23
lingered
hours.
so bad.
23. Like I got there, and my daughter's coach came out because she had seen the live feed, and
Mhm.
she walks out. She goes, "Hey, I saw your live feed last night. How are you?" And I was like, I looked up at her. She goes, "Oh my." I was like, "Yep,
That's how I am.
so bad." It was such a. And your brother didn't even try any of it.
No,
Like he got us to do it. Like he's a
No, he-
manipulator.
Yes, he really
He
is.
did.
He's a
Yeah,
manipulator.
that's
he
fine.
did. I
Really
watched him
is.
do it, and it was hilarious because
He
the
he
exact
poured-
reason.
It was I just picture in my head when he poured that shit through the coffee filter, and he
Oh,
was
God,
like,
yeah.
"Who's gonna try this?" And it was like the dude in Waterboy, where he's like, "Who's my bitch? Who's my bitch?" When he was
Mhm.
kicking the offside kick, he's like, there he is, and he saw me and he goes, "Mike will do it,"
Mhm.
and he talked me into that shit. Next day, I fucking had to go to the goddamn with my mother-in-law and father-in-law who are
Mhm.
Japanese, and they're like, "What's
First
wrong with
time
Mike?"
you've
And
ever
my
seen
wife,
him.
their first trip to the United States of America.
Oh man, and
No, it was
they
their
saw
second
you
trip. It was their second
at the
trip.
bar.
Hi, Mike.
They saw you at Helms when you were like.
Well, that was when it
really
just
bad.
started to kick
Yeah,
in.
that was before
Yeah.
it
It had
really.
like I wasn't, and Elliot and I.
it
Elliot's
came
like,
in waves. It was just
You were
waves. You're like,
so
okay,
giggly.
okay, I think I'm fine now.
You were
Nope.
so giggly.
Oh my god.
at one point,
Oh.
Elliot looked at me, and I was just sitting there, and he goes, I looked up, and he goes, "What's up?" And I was like, he's like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "How long you been gone?" I was like, "Feels like a long time."
Eternity. Fucking eternity.
Is it a bad time to do a pocket check?
What do you got?
I don't
I'm-
have
I'm
anything
at
in my
my-
pocket, but I have my Norseman in my waistband.
This is what I got.
I'm at my desk, so I got my brand new
What is that one?
spinner. I just got it today. You should
Is that a
recognize
maker's
this,
choice
Elliot.
or is that a?
No, just regular. You
I
should
can't
recognize this,
see
Elliot.
it.
You just got done with it.
I just sharpened that?
No, Elliot just got done fixing
Where
it.
did you get that from, Clevenger?
Yep.
Oh, is that Tammy's knife?
Yep.
I sharpened that one time.
I was only sitting in our shop for like 2 years. No big deal.
Mhm. Yeah, no, trust me.
I
He
didn't
complains
sharpen it then because I was supposed to sharpen it when you got done,
about it. Yeah.
and I got paid to sharpen it
It
2
was-
years ago.
It was still real sharp. I didn't actually do anything.
Maybe I
against
did
you on it. I was
sharpen
like, "Yeah, we'll just put
I
that
can't remember if I
aside."
sharpened it. Did it have a cracked black bar? Or a
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of them
crocked black bar? What the fuck?
You're a
How
English?
the fuck does that happen?
did. English? But yeah, I
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? This is no way this is getting monetized.
picked one of
This life he got demonetized like 3 hours ago.
CCKS.
From the first second it
Protect More,
started,
that's more.
you know this. Come on, like, come on.
I finally gave Elliot back his knives, the ones that have been at my house for
God,
like
yeah.
3 years.
When do I get mine? You know, the ones that need to sharpen, not the ones that are done.
I only have one, right?
No, two.
What's the other one? The Protect?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll finish that up.
Did you do
Sometime
the
in
last
next-
George?
So when Elliot finishes Matt's kitchen knife, I'll have your knife sharpened.
Well, is there any progress on the kitchen knife? Because I still have like 4 knives.
Stop
at
asking
Elliot's shop,
questions.
too.
I found it.
It still exists.
Step 1 is finding it. Step 2 was like, I should definitely shape these handles. Look, it's terrible. Okay, I don't know where he got those fucking things from. Fuck him. Those handles are horrible.
You got it from Rob's Wildwood.
The material is so disgusting. Like,
Is it the resin impregnated wood?
there? Yeah, he's got hardened wood in there. There's like a reconstituted mother of pearl, like just all the worst possible things in the world. So it makes the most horrific dust. Like, it's so gross.
Does it smell like?
Yeah, I got full respirator on. I can still smell it through the respirator.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so bad, guys. That's one of the things that no one like. If you want to know why a custom knife costs so much, I'm going to tell you the main reason. If you want an exotic handle material,
fuck you.
Fuck you. And guess what? That's going to cost you more. And it's not because of the material, but I will tell you that some of those composite materials smell so bad. Like the last time I made a G10 handle, my beard smelled like that for like 2 weeks. Like, and you're like, oh, it doesn't smell like it. You take a shower, the first thing you smell is like, I smell like G10.
Yeah, G10 today.
Yeah.
Neat.
And
Yeah,
fucking,
there's so many things I do not miss about hand making knives.
fucking Kevlar.
Fuck Kevlar.
Oh yeah. Oh, the ones I had to clear for you.
Kevlar, if you ask someone to make Kevlar handles and they don't kick you in the fucking taint so hard that it turns into a tizzin, then then that person needs a fucking award.
I bought one piece of that Thunderstorm Kevlar and I made like 2 knife handles out of it. I went, never again. Never again. Never again.
The woolly mammoth handles. Have you ever been to the dentist? You know that shit that you smell that's coming out of your house? It smells like smoke and it stinks really bad, like burnt hair and smoke. You know what? That's what woolly mammoth fucking tooth. It's fucking horrible.
And to answer your question, will be the original Fortis was 2015. 15.
Really? I thought it was before that because that's when I started hanging out at the shop.
It was in that year. It was so much shit. We're just like, oh my god.
That was the year you were doing the shop as too, right?
That was 2006. The only reason I know is because I recently unearthed my sheet. I have a fucking sheet of all the stuff I've ever made. I found it again. I'm like, oh, there we go. I know what I'm doing. Where'd he go? He ran away.
He fall out of his chair and he can't get the ladder to get back in. I can't reach a fucking chair, guy. like you're...
Hey, seriously, I can't get up here. Somebody get me my step stool. Hey guys, like fucking give me a boost. A Fortis 2.0 for $350? That's insane. This fucking ridiculous. I was gonna say something and I couldn't because I started to laugh. Ridiculous. Buffalo horn? People are paying me for this. That's even scarier. Do you want to see how many people? Like, honestly. Like, fucking check this out. Fucking Christ. Hang on. What? No. Michael, where are we going? Mike. We're not going. I get so nervous when you open up the internet. I get so nervous. Michael, you've been like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, no, Mike, no. Why would I want to see they can still see us. These many people. So 78 people are paying me for this. Y'all need to get new hobbies. What's going on in the background of Nico's? Let's bring him in. Oh, let's see. Let's take a good look. That's a fucking substantial liquor collection he's got going. He could have a problem. Well, I mean, the only problem I ever had was 2 hands, 1 mouth. Yeah. Shame. Yeah. And the fact that you don't actually buy beer. Yeah. The main ingredient in it is vitamin P. You know, there is actually second orifice, so I read. You heard of butt chugging? Are you familiar with this? That's not how you're supposed to do it. Nothing goes there except poo. Look, hey, there he is. You didn't shake it off good enough. You got a little dribble. You didn't shake it good enough. You got a little dribble on the front.
Oh, I know.
Is that the one that looks like a Dr. Seuss character? Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Get her up here. He has a dog that looks like a really old person.
I have 3 dogs now.
Yeah, but you only have one that looks like it came out of a comic book. Wait, you got a new dog? Yeah. I lost one, he got one. It's just how it works. Are you gonna get another dog? Yeah, soon. Sooner or later. See, our dog died. We got a new dog. It's fucking retarded. Look at that. That dog looks like a really old person. That dog looks like, if you think of a rest home, that's what
Looks
you
like
think
Einstein.
of. Say what?
Looks like
I
Einstein.
love this filter. This is the best.
Dude, I
can
was
just sit.
crying.
Like, I got news for you. I may end this and then just sit and talk to myself in this voice. What's up?
I was crying when you did that earlier with Elliot.
Oh, I couldn't breathe.
Oh, I couldn't either.
And I hadn't even gotten into this thing yet. I was about to
Okay.
lose. I couldn't breathe.
Why are you
there's so many
capturing Willow as a dog?
things in the setup. Like, there's so much room for fuckery here.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he kept putting it in auto-tune and just... I was having a...
Class, I was singing songs. We're doing a live feed.
I was wondering why. Like, I was like, Saul, like, oh, it's 7:30. Mike's not on. Wait,
No,
Elliot is coming over.
Fucking, but it's also every Friday's 8:30. I have
Oh, I
not
didn't
done
know
a
it was-
7:30 live feed on a Friday in
I don't know.
months.
I'm usually working.
Origin story. What, for The Hobbit? Well, Willy
For-
Wonka shut down his fucking chocolate factory. And before he could get sent back to where the
I'm a
horn
leprechaun,
swabblers and the
motherfucker.
Wazdoodles or whatever the fuck they were at, he fucking got himself a green card and found a chick that was taller than him.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm pretty sure Nico's mom is taller than Nico's dad. I'm pretty sure I remember that correctly.
None of
No.
them are bigger than my fucking
No.
tumbler over there that I drink coffee out of.
I'm
If I could
yeah.
put them in a 6-pack box and fucking mail them to the fucking
This
Venezuela.
asshole and his tall privilege.
Mhm. Oh, my mom and dad say hi, by the way, Elliot and Michael.
Oh,
I love your mom.
his mom's amazing. His mom's amazing. She's just like a little. I was like that.
PG-13.
That's like that. That's like a 5-hour energy drink. You're like, you're fucking. That's a small package with a lot of fucking power in it. You're like, stay the fuck. Like, I wouldn't want to fuck with Nico's mom. She'd fuck us up. I mean, as soon as she could find something to stand on, smack.
No, she just takes
Bend down here so I can slap you.
I find out you hit me. Be real upset.
That was Dobby from Harry Potter. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that too.
Sometimes when she does her ears and stuff, yeah. Like right
Why
now.
did that show up on your screen faster than it showed up? Wow.
Oh, I'm reading the chat
Yeah,
at the same time.
yeah. So was I.
You're high. I'm not.
Fucking yeah, but I was looking at the chat. I'm just saying, like, you read it before it popped up on my screen. Like it just popped.
I haven't had as many concussions as you have.
I have been beat about the head and shoulders a bit. What's going on in your head? Nothing much. Nothing in there but beer, hops, and bong residue.
Literally nothing.
Like I wake up in the morning and I hear a voice in my head and it says, "Boy, you can fucking see forever in there." Sorry it took so long to get that punchline out, but I had to cycle. It doesn't have a back button. You only cycle in one direction. And the fucking one that I wanted to use was the one right before the one we're using now, which meant I had to cycle through all fucking. Better fucking. I got better sound.
Oh, I could.
You don't need a better soundboard, Mike. No. We don't. No, you don't need that.
Michael, tell
I need one where I can like
you wanted to do at the knife show. When you had all that money.
Say what?
Tell the joke that you wanted to do for me when you had all that money at the knife show. Saddle.
So fucking did I ever tell you this? So Nico and I were fucking driving back.
Fucking Nico, I told you.
I can't get down that low. It's bad for my knee.
Yeah.
So we're on the way back to Nico's house. And I had sold that knife. I had bought that knife and then sold it for like 12 grand. And I was like, Nico, you can't leave me alone with this much money because I've been hitting the giggle grass. And I was like, you can't leave me alone with that much money. And he was like, well, like, I was like, I couldn't be alone because there was a good chance with like 12 grand in my pocket. I'd be like, hey, Nico, I bought a Jaguar. And he goes, but we already have a car. I was like, no, like an actual Jaguar. No. I got a little saddle so you can fucking ride it. Shit. I was baked as fucking his car. And he was like, I fucking hate you.
I got you a battle cat.
Dude, I would write the hell out
because you're my mini He-Man.
By the power of
Grayskull. You have a little toothpick.
like one of those little cocktail fucking swords. The one that they put olives on. The toothpick that looks like a sword. Like, by the power of Grayskull.
Yep.
Oh.
I recorded all that. It's actually on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
Master gave Dobby a song. And it was crunchy. What the fuck, Harry? What is this? You can saddle the dog, Nico. I mean, even their dog's too small for that.
Yeah.
Plus, it's old. I told you, it looks like an old person. It's like. Got here. Let's go, Battle Cat.
Let's go, Battle Cat. Skeletor, you have went too far this time.
Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Did they put him in the dryer? What the fuck happened?
Oh, dude. Oh, that'd be an amazing series. Just tiny He-Man.
Hey, okay, you guys ready for this? I talked to Brian Nadeau, and we have exact opposite problems. Oh, Brian's great. I love Brian. Brian's like,
interesting. I love him.
I called Brian. He's like, all right, I'm going to give you a warning before we start talking. I'm high. I was like, fucking perfect. Great. So am I. And so I was talking with Brian, and I was like, I showed him this shirt that I had gotten. And that was when I got the Princess Bride one, like the Man in Black. And Inigo Montoya is like prepared to die. I got that shirt. Yeah. I showed him the shirt. I was like, "This is the best shirt ever." And he was like, I texted to him, and then he said something. He laughed, and I called him, and he goes, "That's what he told me." He's like, "It's too bad it's not black." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, they sell it in black." And he goes, "Oh, well, I might buy one." He's like, "But my wife fucks up every shirt that I have that's not black." And I was like, "You know what? I have the exact opposite problem. Every shirt that I have that's not white has little bleach fucking stains all over it." I was like, "How the fuck? How about we have our wives do each other's fucking laundry? Just swap our fucking laundry."
I do my own laundry.
I usually just pee on it, throw it in the corner. When the fucking ureic nitrate in it fucking finally gets to the point that it fucking self-combusts, I don't have to fucking worry about it. Like, hey, the corner of your garage is on fire. I was like, yeah, that's how I do laundry. When it's
When it
done,
gains sentience,
it lights
then-
itself on fire.
Yes, now this is the
Guys, so do you guys remember the old the Sega Genesis? You guys
Yes.
remember the Sega Genesis?
fucking don't
So I had the Dungeons and
That was-
Dragons game. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, like I'm still mad about this. So I joined the Navy in 1991, and I left for boot camp, and I had left my Sega Genesis and the Dungeons and Dragons, the original Dungeons and Dragons game that you could get for that, the only one you could get. And I had gotten to
fucking do the thing. Pull it up. I want to see this. I want to see this.
What?
Sega Genesis Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
Hit it. Hit it.
Google
So-
search.
Navigator.
Nico, you search it up and you try to share it, and I'll approve it. It's so much easier.
How do
So
I
much.
do that?
Okay,
never
you
done
see
that.
at the
Fucking figure it
see
out.
at the bottom where it says present.
Ah,
So
okay.
you open a new tab and then you try to present that, and then
Okay.
I'll give you permission. At any rate, so I had that game, and I came back from boot camp, and it was there, and I played it for a little bit. And
Good
I,
luck,
it,
Nico.
had,
Good
it had a
luck.
saved it had a
Okay.
saved game, like a battery in it that would save the game. And I came back after, so I came back after A school, so 12 months later.
They had a little fucking yellow tab.
Yeah. My sister had let one of my cousins borrow that fucking game,
Oh shit.
and they erased my fucking save game, and I literally had played that game for like a fucking year. Did you find it, or did you get distracted?
I'm looking.
I saw the
Figuring out how to
worst
do all
Steven
this.
Seagal movie of my life. I knew that his movies had gotten bad, but I saw one, and that dude has gotten so fat. He was.
That's a
wearing-
hard turn right there. Hard turn.
I forgot they were here. Sorry, I forgot y'all were here.
Hard turn.
I was like, why is my voice so loud?
There you go.
Yeah, I did that.
Man.
That's not Battletoads.
No, that's the D&D. This thingy.
I need to see gameplay, bro. Can you fucking
This is
search,
the
Oh, you want me to
Wikipedia
look up-
page.
search better?
There's Warriors: The Eternal Sun. Yeah, there you go.
Here. You just want to watch the YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Here we go.
Yeah,
There you go.
fucking, this was a good game. This was a very, very good game. This is exactly what it was. It was a very good game. I enjoyed that. And then my fucking cousin erased my save game. Like, I had a year into that game. I think I played that game for a year. Yep. Well, that's what it looked like.
Do they ever? Is there more, or is it just
Yeah.
screen? Do we get some shits?
No, you can play.
Oh, it is fucking huge.
It's fucking jabroni. What the fuck?
All right. Fair enough.
That's exactly what it looked like. All right, I've seen enough of that.
Well, Final Fantasy feel. I get it.
Yeah, it was a good game. It's a solid game. I
There you
enjoyed it.
All right, now I know how to do that. I can do that.
My allergies are fucking kicking my goddamn ass.
Yes, it's the allergies.
Yes, definitely.
That's what it is.
That my nose is running like a fucking
Yeah, it's the allergies.
Yeah.
don't do coke. So
Allergies. Right.
Oh,
What the fuck time is it, Mike? Jeez.
11:27.
Okay. As much fun as it is, I do have to go home because I have to.
before you go, have you gotten to see?
I have to take my fucking freshman daughter wrestler because her school is hosting the CIF championships, and she's got to be there at 6:15 in the fucking morning,
Oh, that's
Ugh.
so fucking early.
and then that means I have to be there at 6:15 in the fucking morning
Yeah.
because I'm the guy who's supposed to work the door from 8 to 11.
Ew.
You got to play with one of these.
I got a bad feeling for those people wanting to get into that shit.
Yeah. That's,
Listen up, dickheads.
Listen, don't make me have to fuck you up.
It's $5 fucking. And if you don't have $5 goddamn dollars, and you are not getting in this door because I'm not making fucking change right now.
It's $5. You could make it sit. Not like they're gonna fucking.
exactly.
That's why I fucking volunteer for shit like it. You're gonna work the door. It's $4 to get in, and I'm like, it's $6 to get in. You just have to remember how many people came in, so you know how much to take off the top. That's so much fun.
Remember us in the hotel room?
Oh God. Clickety, clackety, clickety, clack. That's the only knife that's not allowed to go in the house. My wife was. I had this, and my wife was like, "No more. That one, no more. Not in the house." And I was like, I had it in the house the other day when she's like, I was like, I didn't open it. She's like, not in the house. I'm like, okay. I'm not allowed to have knives in the house that are not in my pocket. Like all knives have to stay in the ground. Because you remember my old house, there was not a horizontal surface anywhere that there. Like you could not put it. Like you couldn't set a beer down because there was just no flat surface that didn't have knives on it. Say what?
Couldn't set anything down.
You couldn't. Like there was not a horizontal surface in my house that didn't have knives on it. So well, I'll tell you what, guys. It's been 3 hours.
Oh gosh, 3 hours. Jeez.
I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna send Nico home. Bye, Nico.
Bye.
And Elliot and I are gonna say goodbye. But before we say goodbye, as always, you have to get the thing that you hadn't gotten yet. I already had the cat. Tonight, don't forget, we have.
It is a very rare diamond.
Mike.
Oh shit!
It is a very rare diamond. Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
All right.
Wearing only this. The last thing I need is another picture of me looking like a porcelain doll. As a paying customer, I expect to get what I want. Look at my boobies, Jack.
Look at my boobies, Jack. They're in your belly. So, you guys take it easy. Make sure you go check out the videos I put up today. Go check out Coffee Brand. Coffee, my preferred affiliate. You can save 5%. And maybe think about stopping by Elliot's website and spending some money. Either way you do it, if you really want to support Ferrum Forge Knife Works, you can buy directly from them. If you want to support my channel, you can buy from one of my affiliate links. But either way, fucking buy something.
Buy something, you cheap bastard.
Buy something, you cheap motherfucker. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
It's like, I'm kidding, but not really. I want you to buy my shit. I will tell you guys, there has not been very much movement on the merchandise store. I think I'm going to might close it. So if you guys want to get CrazySharp merch, you may want to try and do it soon because I think it's just kind of a waste for just.
CrazySharp merch.
I know.
But shirts.
You bought that like 2 or 3 years ago.
That's true.
Look, so
they're so high quality. They
are
lasted
very
so
they
long.
are very good shirts. So yeah, check out my merchandise store. There's a link to it.
And I do my own laundry, so I don't fuck that shit up.
You know what I can't figure out is like when I do my laundry, the necks on my shirts are fine. When my wife does it, they're all like stretched out and shit. I'm like, how the fuck are you?
There's no question.
She won't let me. I'm not allowed to. Like, I'm not allowed to use the washing machine. Just like you're gonna fuck that up. Get back inside.
All comes out the way I want it.
Get back inside, bellboy. Just do a live feed and ring the bell. That's how I know you're making money, so I don't have to kill you. I swear to God.
Do it
like,
for Mike. Save it.
I have not. I am so surprised that she hasn't looked at me and going like, I watch a lot of CSI. I knew it. She's never thought of divorce. She's thought of homicide. Never divorced. Guys, I love y'all. Take it easy. I'll see you next time. Elliot and I are probably gonna do this more often. It's probably gonna become a staple thing because it's just a lot of fucking fun. Yeah, it really is. So later, guys. I love y'all. Make sure you check out the videos that I put up yesterday and today.
Yes, Jay. There's button locks in the future. All of them are gonna be button locks.
All of them.
If you had been here earlier, you would know that.
I thought we touched on this
We did.
5
He
or
wasn't
6
here,
times.
Obviously.